Welcome in, everybody, to the Premier Circuit Crown Crusaders Showcase. And folks, it's playoffs, baby. Welcome on in. As we say farewell to MW3, we have 8 teams left, and only one will stand when all is said and done. My name is Quinn, better known as Colorblind. As always, joined with me is the Matt Man as we jump on into the action. And Matt, talk to me, man. We're fired up. We're ready to go.
Oh, brother, 8 teams have made it. We have gone through grueler pools, LCQs, and everything you can mention to get to this moment right here. Playoff weekend, and it doesn't get better than this, Quinn, right here at the Premier Circuit. And 2 stellar stacked teams between LO6 and Day by Day. And you talk about a stellar stacked team. Look at this map set. I am vibing right now at the first game of the winner's bracket.
Yeah, we are kicking off the playoffs with some fire. Legends of Six taking on Day by Day. But Matt, on paper, these two teams very far separated. We'll break it down within a matter of moments. Legends of Six coming in as the 1 seed, 3-0 on pool play. Whereas Day by Day, they're coming in on the 8th seed. They're 1-2 on pool play. But tell me a little bit about what makes Day by Day's record a little different.
Well, I think the thing for Day by Day is we talked about it, that group of death that they had to go through, the Speedy Whiteman, Omit, it is just absolute grueler game after grueler game. We kind of got to cast them a couple of weeks ago. We saw them go up against the Speedy Whiteman. It was a very competitive, very tight matchup, goes all the way to a game 5. But Quinn, it's what you and I talked about kind of in the broadcast booth and a little bit before this, is the S&D struggles for them, and particularly in that series. If they could have just bagged either of those S&Ds, they would have been well on their way. And as well, that sub-base hardpoint late in there in that map 4 kind of shakes things up. So I think this series a little bit more in their favor, a little bit more head up, chow. Let's see who's got the better gunny. And also as well, if they can get past those S&D woes, Quinn, they might be able to get this series in the bag.
Yeah, no, especially with that respawn. I mean, they were looking so unbelievably good outside of the sub base. We don't talk about the sub base. Yep. But I mean, when you have a team, Noisy, DiamondCon, Pro MR, Exotic, Noisy, I mean, you expect this team to really show up on the S&D. This is a player where he has made thousands, tens of thousands of dollars off of this game mode alone. So you maybe expect him to make a little more noise.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And you talked about it in those S&D, particularly the struggles. You take a look on the flip side, though. Millie over there, I know, big fan. And as well, Geo on the sub in, late news for him. You get the CDL Pro on your team.
That's crazy.
He's ready to make a little bit of noise himself, and we don't need to talk about it. How Gio ended my professional career in Vanguard, blah 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 blah. I'm rooting for the guy, though. I mean, he's an absolutely disgusting player, and I mean, you look at both of these. We talked about it kind of, and even in the last week matchup. I mean, this is a top 16, top 8 challengers matchup here, late into the Modern Warfare 3 season. Teams are greased up, ready to go, and I mean, you talk about it being late in the season. I mean, Quinn, these teams have had months on months on months to prepare to get to this moment, to kind of fine-tune the game. All scripts, like you say, are out the window.
Yeah, no, when you get to playoffs, you kind of have to just chuck them out the window. And when it comes to this map set, again, very, very fun, real hard point to kick us off. We've seen it time and time again. Karachi S&D, we've seen it time and time again. High-rise control, maybe a little bit less than invasion control, but we have seen it time and time again. I mean, everything to this point is super, super customary. And hey, folks, at home, you might be watching your very last MW3 event, so get hype in the chat. I'm sure we will have some betting lines as well, so make sure that you spend all your channel points, because you're going to have to reload on those when we go to BO6. But still, MW3's farewell event, lots of action to come. So we have 8 teams. Only one of them has to stand when all is said and done. A little bit of a look at the bracket as we jump on into the action here. I mean, it's a best of 5 format, of course, very stereotypical. Both of these teams double elimination, so you can go down into the lures. It's exactly what you've come to be accustomed to. It's MW3. You know your things.
No, exactly. I mean, it's like we said, we have had months and months and months of this game, and the maps itself. I mean, heading into this, I think when we head into the losers bracket, we start to see some of those teams get knocked out. I mean, this is kind of like champs, right? There's only 8 teams, so that losers bracket starts to get thinned out very, very quickly, especially if you drop down to it in that first matchup. So both of these teams going to be coming out with a lot of passion and a lot to play for here. And that was something that we talked about with Day by Day as well, that the record may be a little bit misleading to them. We kind of went in with a couple of listen-ins with those guys, and you talked about being the locked-in factor. You talk about how much were they trying percentage-wise. Look, guys, it's playoff time. We know both of these teams are going to be going 110% here.
Oh, yeah.
And kicking it off on a Rio HP, it kind of tells the tale between both of these teams, looking to head out at each other, test the other one's gunny early and often, and really see who can make a big impact and a big footprint into the series early.
And again, I mean, one of these teams might have legends in their names, but it's truly a clash of legends between these two teams. Again, on paper, you have to throw the paper out. Day by Day is a formidable foe coming out of that absolute grueler of a pool play. They made it through the LCQs in dominant fashion. They are here. They are ready to fight. Legends of Six, though, we talk about them a little bit with their pool play. I mean, 3-0. They only lost a single map. That being said, pool play was a little bit easier to get through compared to the Day by Days and the Speedy White Mans and the Omits. By the way, we got a lot of really good teams in this entire tournament, so lots of great Call of Duty coming your way. But again, Legends of Six have been virtually flawless to this point. Very strong team on all cylinders, so it really does feel like a lot is just going to come down to, hey, what does Day by Day look like on the S&D? Can they clutch up in the S&D? Can they show the cojones that we are looking for there? Or is Legends of Six going to get one up on them? But first, we got to go to a hard point. Rio coming online. And Matt, I am ready to kick things off.
No, absolutely no better map than a Rio hardpoint to get a series kicked off, get the fire burning early, get some wood going, and let's have a barbecue, ladies and gentlemen. Whew. It's weekend time. It is playoffs time. Legends of Six, Day by Day, getting it started right here, right now on the Premier Circuit Twitch.
P1 online. Let's see what these two teams come out for. Day by Day, not going to have the good spawns towards their side of things, so they are going to have to fight a little bit into this hill. First couple of kills will matriculate their way to kick things off. They're going to have that time, but again, going to try and press the issue a little further.
Yeah, and it's just pink all in the kill feed right now for Day by Day as they just continue to set things up. Multiple kills still coming through. Dark on his way in and on his way out. Absolutely sat down. Reaper and Geo, though, will be here. A little bit of reinforcements to try to break on back in. You have DiamondCon running around your back. Slaughtering you at every single point. Day by Day just really running amok right now on this P1.
Yeah, but still don't have the spawns over towards P2. They have to press the issue a little bit further. Still, all the kills will continue to fight their way, but Legends of Six have done enough to maintain those spawns. They will have that rotation over towards P2 where Day by Day is going to have to come in for a break.
Yeah, but just with how much time Day by Day was able to accrue off of this, a quick break on in an early time for Day by Day could set themselves up for a big lead, and here DiamondCon already pushing the issue.
Oh my goodness, DiamondCon gonna get shut down though. Noisy, the last player in for the time on the hill, will do a heroic effort, but unfortunately he's not able to stick the superhero landing. And for Legends of Six, now they are on for the time and they have solidified themselves in that stretch.
Day by Day, though, from around the backside, going to be trying to come here, but DiamondCon able to find one. A team kill spread around for Legends of Six, not going to help the cause. Millie gets shut down as well, and Day by Day breaks their way right into the hill and starts accruing a little bit more time. And you see it, Quinn, just continuous pink in the kill feed. And Legends of Six, they have those P3 spawns, but backed up deep now.
Yeah, Day by Day just continue to put them in the blender. Legends of Six still trying to press the issue in for the time, but it looks like it's more so just to send Day by Day further back into those spawns. You do have to deal with Noisy, though. That's made his way over towards that P3 side. Could be an absolute thorn in the backside. That's number 5 on your minimap. Exotic trying to attack in from the front side as well to create some space for Day by Day.
Now, as like you said, Noisy, he's around this backside, and he's been able to just sneak his way around. Hasn't been found out quite yet, and now he strikes as the rest of Day by Day tries to fight their way here onto the hill. Darkseid and Geo able to combine for 2, make it 3, is now only 1 player in Noisy left. And that's going to be the close spawns, though. Now for Day by Day, able to re-break.
Yeah, Day by Day, they're going to be very, very close. They're going to have the opportunity to just reignite their way immediately back on in, and they're going to get the time on the board. Now for Legends of Six, it's about, hey, you're starting to lose a little bit of sight on this map. You're losing your footing ever so slightly. You have to find a break here and now.
Here they come all into Noisy sights, though. He finds one, not the second, though, as Legend of Six able to find out for a little bit of hill time here. Only 13 seconds left, and you see all these pink arrows Day by Day. They are just everywhere right now around this hill. Millie just awaiting death, able to fight for a little bit, but he goes down, and now that's going to set Day by Day up with knife's positioning here into P4.
Not only that, you have number 8 still flirting over towards the top side of the map. Eventually does get taken down. The potential there for the pincer was huge, but now we turn our attention over towards P4, where once again, Day by Day have the rotation.
Now into the hill, Millie able to find 1, able to find 2. Now maybe one more off the top side. Not going to quite find it, but the trades come in as Legends of Six. The damage has been done. Noisy, the last one up and the last one to fall, so it will be the hill for Legends of Six. As well, you have Geo playing in this cutoff spot, able to find a couple of rotational gunfights as this time starts to tick away here on this hill. Legends of Six have set themselves up nicely into this hill.
Day by Day, though, they do have these close spawns, and they have a couple of nades swinging their way. Reaper, the only player that can really lock things down, does have the help from Geo, though, with the crown of crossers coming through, but it's not going to be enough. Day by Day, quick enough to break on for the time. Still have Millie trying to fight his way on in, but unfortunately, he's not going to be a whole lot to be found. Legends of Six will have the rotation, but that's some good time on the board for Day by Day.
Great time. They go over the 100-point threshold here, and as well, you have players kind of pressing the issue from around the backside of the bridge. Diamondcon already able to find one, and you still have another player back here that I'm not sure if they've read or not. Big 1v1 with here. Reaper gonna get taken out, and now Noisy can start to change things around from the backside of this hill as the reinforcements with Pro MR starting to come through for the mid area. One off the cruise. Not gonna find it though. Darksift able to shut him down. Geo finds another as well. Make it two. Geo threatening with his own cruise missile here in turn.
Legends of Six just standing tall in every step of the way on this hill. Now Day by Day trying to make the hit back on in for the time. Here we go. Exotic with the first kill on the board, but Darkside and Reaper are gonna lock this thing down. For Day by Day with very little time to accrue on the clock, they just have to start focusing over towards P1, it feels like.
No, absolutely. I mean, you have trophy system, and this is a 4-hold, 4 uphill for the side of Legends of Six. They've absolutely accrued what is really kind of the most influential heal off this Money 5. And you as well as talk about it, the quick rotations there onto P1 could be absolutely detrimental. But Day by Day, they do have the pressure here. You see the players from LO6 starting to spawn out as well.
Setup comes up for Day by Day, but now Legends of Six hitting in from the front, hitting in from behind, and getting the kills to swing their way. It's a 3 dead in the feed. Only one player that can really contend for the time, and guess who it is going to be? Noisy, who has been that backside pressure, but unfortunately just gets completely gunned out of his shoes by Millie, who has taken this map and ran with it. Reaper in for the extra little bit of mush, and Day by Day are just getting blendered on out. Pro MR, the last player that can make the hit on in and hold on, has completely turned things around.
It's a couple of kills to just allow those quick hits back from Day by Day. They have those back spawns for P1, not favorable for P2 quite yet, but you can still sit here, you can still fight for this as they will try to accrue this lead a little bit, give themselves a little bit of cushion with this rotation. The Legends of Six, they're going to take a couple of players, force the issue on in, try to correct some of that scrap time. You work your way over as well as you're holding down these spawns. P2 now should be locked in for LO6, Day by Day spawning across the map, and Legends of Six, they're only down now about 17 points.
Yeah, they're coming screaming back, and for Day by Day, it is a long trek over towards P1, especially when Darkside is going to have the crossers. Eventually does get taken down, and Day by Day will find a couple of kills in the front lines to take down Legends of Six reinforcements, but still, those spawns not very favorable. In fact, for Legends of Six, they're going to spawn over towards the left side of the map, and that completely opens things up for Day by Day.
Day by Day with the perfect hit on in, flip those spawns out, now starting to create chaos on the map. As you see, Legends of Six players kind of spread out, isolated hits. No one really able to find a clean break on in. Darksift already tagged up as well. Legends of Six now with a little bit of an artificial pincer move happening here with these spawns, Quinn.
Yeah, no, everything looking so good here for Legends of Six. They have him right where they want them. They just got to get the kills to continue to justify the presence. They will do exactly that. The scrap will go their way. You see all these players flying at you from every which angle over towards P3 as well. Day by Day is going to have a swarm.
Yeah, I mean, they get spawned out towards P3, but then they spawn back out towards P2, and the flip confuses LO6, or rather Day by Day for the moment, as Reaper now and Darksift start to press the issue now towards this P4, or you could lock this in and start to chain these hills together.
Legends of Six with the great hold. Let's go to Day by Day as they try and break through with the action. Get a listen in.
Gotcha.
Through mid then.
Yeah, still top bridge on me.
I hear you, Bridge. I'm coming.
And a bridge up, start bridge up.
In the back, no, knock Darkside weak.
The
Bridge up still.
Bridge up, he's done.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm assuming-
T1. I'm helping mid here, Brazilian. He crossed the blue. Crossed the blue.
Nated.
Nothing mid, nothing mid.
Cubby's nated, there's one more blue.
I'm with a shot from the
Cubby
front.
dead.
I right.
Blue, a bullet, right.
Either
A bullet,
chow.
Back door, one
There's
shot,
one mid.
back door.
I'm going left.
Better just go on new, Mike.
Two back door,
Yeah.
bridge.
It might beat us.
Okay.
Yeah,
Already
they're
here.
they're gonna beat us.
Watching.
He's on new.
Right now. I didn't stun him, he's gonna be close.
He's on the hop, nated.
Oh,
Close
I got
hop.
pinned.
Hop dead.
Looking
Box
boxes.
is already, box is
Pinching
weak, box
Millie.
is weak.
Box is weak, Reaper.
Millie's weak on our phone.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave you for that guy boxes. I'm looking
He's
deep
in chow
rush.
phone, Millie.
I'll kill
Millie's still.
I have deep rush.
Gotcha. Oh, he
Some
ran
listen
quick,
to
in new,
this kid. That's him.
attack.
In new, he ran at me. And there's one more boxes now, hopping up top orange.
Sweet
on time.
Top pots up.
Great comms out the side of Day by Day as they are absolutely locked in. No more concerns about this team. Playing a little lackadaisical as they do have this P4 control, Matt.
Yeah, you could tell it's really locked in. Playoffs are all in fashion. 2-for-2 trade, though, will happen as Day by Day tries to get this lead back into their favor. Exotic almost chasing Ghost around the garage side, but able to take out Dark Siv as well. You got 23 seconds left on this point, but LO6 now has broke their way on in, but it's going to be the spawn over Nord's Bridge for Day by Day as they try to rotate for P5.
Yeah, no point fighting into this P4. Instead, Day by Day is going to wisely make the approach onto P5, and it's going to completely turn the table. Now Legends of 6 will be very close to breaking into that 200-point barrier. Is going to have to apply some pressure. They're going to have to get things going over towards this rotation, but Exotic is just going to dice them up down mid. Darkside with the first kill on the board, though, is going to swing things ever so close back the way of Legends of 6. Now the reinforcement's starting to fall.
Yeah, as Geo finds a kill as well, but DiamondCon around from the back, not going to be able to find anything. He's shut down, and now all of a sudden, if you're Day by Day, you are all over the map right now. Only one player really able to rotate towards this hill. You do have a little bit of a pincer move going on, but now with that flanker starting to come through, Pro Amar might be the man to make this play.
Here we go, Day by Day. They have to get in, they have to get back, they have to get these kills to swing their way, checkerboard things out in the feed. And Day by Day, they are in for the time, but Legends of 6, they got enough on the board to break into that 200-point barrier.
Yeah, now they have a little bit of time to re-hit this hill as well. White hill time is good hill time for the side of LO6. You're finding a couple of kills as well. Now DiamondCon, the only man up to really chow out, and LO6 blocks the rest of this Scrap Town down. Like you said, puts them well over that 200-point threshold, and now all down to a P1 that can win it for LO6.
For Day by Day, you have to be picture perfect from this point forward. There is no room for error, no margin whatsoever. And you see them pushed all the way up towards P5, where Legends of 6 have just found their way into P1. This is devastating.
No, devastating, not to say overstated at the least. 30 seconds left on the clock, and you're not able to find any kills towards on in. Day by Day just getting shut down at every single angle. Exotic, he's trying to hit this from the backside, but he just continuously watches his teammates fall one by one by one. Util, though, into the hill, and Day by Day able to accrue some coup time here, but it has to be perfect.
Day by Day, these breaks have been so good, but you need more than breaks. You need to get these rotations solidified. You have to hold for all of this time as well, but hold on. Legends of 6, a couple of key kills swinging their way. Only one more player in the hill for them, unfortunately, does fall, but it's going to grant them those spawns over towards P2. Day by Day still holding on for the time, still fighting into the hill, but so is Legends of 6. Geo with the turn and burn before he's burnt out of the hill. Day by Day, they are going to accrue this scrap, but Legends of 6 will still have the respawns.
They still have the respawns, but Exotic is here. He could be the man to make this play, shut a couple of players down, but Millie sends him to the grave. Geo finds another as well, and now it's only 16 seconds for the win. You are into this hill. You have all of Day by Day spawning deep out in Narnia now. Only 8 seconds remaining.
Day by Day, they have to make the right on in, but unfortunately for them, Legends of 6 have pushed so far into their spawns, they're cutting them off at every single angle, and Legends of 6 are going to come out with all guns frying on the hard point.
All guns frying and frying on all cylinders, Quinn. LO6. I mean, something I was a little worried about for them coming into this one, as you mentioned it was an easy road to get here with this playoffs. How much adversity had they really faced under only one map loss? You just saw it there, down about 60, 80 points throughout the midsection of that. And LO6 able to bring that all the way back against Day by Day and finding that map 1 victory. And something we talked about for Day by Day was the respawns had looked good for them. That was something that they were counting on to be in their bag in this series. And LO6 says, nah. First map in the back pocket, now heading into the S&D, which we have already talked about the struggles. Quinn, LO6 on top right now.
I mean, they are putting Day by Day right where they want them. And you talk about consistency, right? Of course, we outlined it very briefly. Pool C was a little bit more of a candy walk than what Day by Day had to deal with in Pool A, but that doesn't take away from the fact that Legends of 6 did go 3-0, did only lose one in a map. I mean, these guys are the kings of consistency, the legends of consistency, if you will. When it comes to Day by Day, I mean, now you start to scratch your head a little bit because obviously the respawn not necessarily going the way that they wanted it, a little bit slow, Matt.
No, absolutely. They came out a little bit sluggish there, but I mean, I think Day by Day, the midsection of the map was really good for them. They were starting to hit those rotations, starting to chain hills together. You even saw them flip the lead back into their favor, but LO6 just always hanging around, started to do their own chaining, and really took over that map towards the later half, and that was just a complete Rio hardpoint performance for them heading into the later. And you talked about it, the king of consistencies, the legends of consistencies, as you put it. For me, you have to beat the teams you're supposed to beat the way you're supposed to beat them, right? We talked about it maybe being a cakewalk, but it's because they made it look like a cakewalk. Only one map loss. However, that did come in the S&D. So both of these teams, you know, with a little bit of S&D struggles, as you could call it, with the quotations around it. But I do think that LO6, I mean, Karachi poised the way that they're playing, the way that they're moving together as duos and trios around the map, being very aggressive, chowing out players that they know are isolated. Very well for them could be Karachi in the back pocket.
Yeah, I mean, this is a map with a lot of dimension, a lot of different ways that you can play it, and a lot of different ways that you can catch teams off guard. I mean, for the side of Day by Day, you just have to look towards a player like Noisy. I know that we are beating it to death, Matt, but Noisy has to come alive. He has to make noise. The name is literally Noisy. I mean, come on. You got to see this man really anchor this team. Obviously, I mean, these guys on paper, you got Noisy, DiamondCon, Pro, Amar, Exotic. All of these guys are proven within challengers, within Pro. I mean, they are proven players. So when you have these S&D woes, S&D wins championships. You can't have those lapses. You really got to see these guys step up there.
No, absolutely. And I think against a team like LO6, if you start out flat-footed, if you don't get into the series quickly like LO6 does, you're already going to be put behind. And you saw it there in the hard point. If they weren't 100% on 100% of the time, LO6 was taking advantage of every single mistake. And then in an S&D game mode where those mistakes can be detrimental, something LO6 is going to be looking to capitalize on. And you talked about the map really kind of giving you a lot of different looks. I think it comes with the verticality, right? Getting into that top church area, getting into that top fire, getting into that top third, creating gunfights that are maybe not as normal as you would like them on the ground. I think it's something big that you're going to see from those AR players of LO6 who looked dominant on a Rio.
Yeah, not only that, it's a little bit more of a slightly bigger S&D map. There's a lot of routes that you can take. So you look towards a player like Millie, for example, on Legends of Six to really get active. You also look for a player like Noisy to get active on a map like this. Just pull out the SMD and just start going. Now, going into round number one, see it happen.
Already starting it off with Noisy and the side of Day by Days. They've already done early damage to Millie, but he does damage in terms of the kill. Nades from Exotic will be good to trade one back, so still into the 3v3, but Geo from top third able to take out one more, and it is just trade for trade right now.
So unbelievably mixy to kick things off. Everybody wanting that middle control, but unfortunately, neither of them really going to walk away with it. Day by Day is going to be split. Legends of Six in the middle. Now the question becomes, what does Legends of Six do in this spot?
Now they try to force out one of these isolated players, but ends up dying for Millie. So now Geo, last one alive into the 1v2. He's got both these players kind of spread out, not really sure if they know where he's wanting to go. But with needing that bomb recollected and too many players in too many corners, Day by Day starting out on the right foot here in map 2.
Yeah, I mean, the way that they were able to separate themselves on the map without being too far separated, obviously. It's just the pincer setup that they had going there. Eventually paid big dividends, left Geo running around, and eventually, like a chicken, he got his head cut off. I'm sure that made you happy, Matt.
Oh, no, I mean, look, guys, I have no, I know he ended my professional career. I mean, I will call it semi-professional. Look, I was never... Let's not get it twisted, chat. But look, starting out here Day by Day, exactly what the doctor ordered for them in the S&D woes. At least a little bit of light in a dark tunnel right now, as we do start out with them, and we'll have to see what they like to do here with the bomb in hand. And already Noisy, the guy you love to mention, making some noise early, as well as the...
But Millie's still alive, and Millie has the cutoff crosser, eventually does have to duck, dive, and dodge, get out of the action. But it's going to give Legends of Six a little bit of breathing room here. Day by Day will still gladly take the man up. We'll get that bomb down. Millie will eventually drop. Now, just comes down to Geo in a 1v3.
Yeah, and you could see Day by Day playing this offensive round a little bit more aggressive, getting that bomb planted early on in the round, playing off that first blood very well. Now it's left Geo is stuck in a tough spot, but able to find one there towards the mid area, but still 22 seconds left, and you have to find a defuse plus two of these players. Quinn looking like an impossible situation.
Yeah, again, with Day by Day just setting up towards that bomb side, there's not a whole lot that you can do. They will take another round, so hold on. We have a little bit of life on the S&D from Day by Day. This is nice to see, especially in the playoffs where, again, regular season, it's just that, regular. Playoffs are where it happens.
Well, and we talked about, the real high caliber talent on the side of Day by Day, at least on the paper. And I think it comes to with it as well. I mean, it might take them that kind of first loss to really get into the game, right? When you've played in the CDO, when you've played on those challengers lands in the toughest of tough situations, you're coming out playing an online tournament, it might take just a little bit of fire under the butts to get the grease going.
Yeah, but when the grease going, you start to fry. Legends of Six, though, with the early response here. Darkside getting active over towards the top side of the map. It's going to chop one down, completely frees up the space for Legends of Six to take control of this map. But hold on, Pro MR swings right back. Back and forth we go as Darkside just continues to be the back thorn in the side for Day by Day. And now a very tough spot that they find themselves, especially with Reaper down mid.
Yeah, and you've already got that bomb planted as well for LO6, just the extra player to give Day by Day a little bit more pressure on the shoulders. A little bit of nade info there as Pro MR. He's going to fly on in, able to take out one, but his teammate dies as well in the process. Now only 17 seconds left. You've got to find a way to get this bomb defused. And now, for Day by Day, you are just starting to look in the mirror a little bit here. Speedy Whiteman performance a couple of weeks ago. They let Speedy Whiteman back into the game ever so slightly. And now, Quinn, you have to wonder here, as a late kill does come through for Pro MR, at least for the streaks, what the mentals are looking like for Day by Day.
Yeah, and I mean, this feels kind of like the hard point. I mean, Day by Day, they started off really nice. They got that P1. They got the time on the board. But then Legends of Six started creeping in, but Day by Day continued to press the action. They continued to get some time on the board, but Legends of Six never left the rear view mirror, and then eventually the rear view mirror was non-existent because they came by and grabbed it. Point being, Day by Day, you have to stay on your toes a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially in an S&D game mode, especially on a map like Karachi, you know how easy it is, Quinn, to kind of bring those comebacks into your favor. Now, this mid-pressure from both of these teams, once again, starting us out early, and it's going to amount in the mount for 3 for Day by Day, as they completely wipe Legends of Six off of the map.
They're going to get that bomb planted down over towards the B side. So now for Reaper, I mean, it's a 1v4, a 1v3 as he's able to get the kill off onto Exotic. But time might be the additional factor still if you don't have to deal with the player long range. Unfortunately, the gunshots are going to connect. Day by Day, again, right back in the saddle. Still, though, you just feel like you have to keep your shoulder checked if you are Day by Day.
And I think the more important thing is just keeping that foot on the gas pedal, right? They're having a lot of success with this early aggression towards the mid side. Just make sure that you're keeping it calculated, not throwing your life out there, not giving up any easy kills. I love what they're doing with that early aggression, but making sure that they keep it calculated in certain moments to keep Legends of Six guessing on these rounds.
Now, Day by Day on the defensive side, Legends of Six looking to keep them guessing a little bit as they have the bomb in their court, really looking to turn things around ever so slightly, and they're doing their best impression of Day by Day, taking up all of that middle control, soaking up. But Day by Day, not going to bite on the action. Instead, they're going to maintain these high angles. Gio will find the first kill to go, and now Millie is going to press the action, get active, pops that dead silence. Now he's flying.
That he popped, ready to rock here, but he's actually just going to place life here in this top fire area, just try to become a nuisance, try to get lost on the map, able to find the wall bangs. That'll be the first for Millie, but now still with players kind of looming all around, but in the 2v4 as well. Day by Day, stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Legends of Six can get that plant down. Diamond Con is not going to be wise to it. Now still maintaining that high ground, but you have Millie coming in like a shark, and he's just going to completely eat him up. Last player standing, it is noisy, but he's getting absolutely stun-checked out of his boots. Time ticking away, as are the shots ringing through. Legends of Six, another round on the board, keeping things close.
Yeah, just keeping things mixy, keeping things close, not allowing Day by Day to extend that lead as much as they'd like here. And that's kind of what you mentioned. You got to keep looking over the shoulder when you're playing LO6. It seems like no matter the situation, they're always poised. They're always hanging around, just making it a little bit mixy. And now for Legends of Six back on the defensive side, only one round away from tying things up.
This really just does feel like it could be that turnaround round. And if you look at how the hard point went, it was really kind of at this point in that map where things started to turn around the way of Legends of Six. So now, that bomb in their core, Day by Day, have to come up big.
Yeah, and it's still that stock up, but Noisy, he's going to elect to hit the top side here, but Gio, all the wiser to it, going to shut him down. Pro MR with a quick trade on in, so 3v3 early. Here's teams exchange kills.
Now for Day by Day, they're floating that bomb over towards that B side, and Legends of Six still playing for the middle angle. So this is an opportunity for Day by Day to potentially catch them off guard. Pro MR is going to get a lot of information with this angle as well. Knows that the rotation is coming on through, setting the shots on in a 1v2, but he's going to have enough cover to get that information and get out.
Yeah, it's that information that you talk about. He knows that 2 players are on the flank right now, so that's more than half the team. You know exactly where should be coming from. And you have Millie over here just looking around for the pressure, but DiamondCon may have the drop on him. Absolutely. Able to clean up that kill. Now maybe one more on the docket. Absolutely. DiamondCon for 2, the cleanup for 3. And Day by Day takes the swing round in clean fashion. Puts themselves back up 2.
Now looking for that dagger round again. 5-2. It is so unbelievably difficult. We have to come through a defensive round for the side of Day by Day, but so far these attacker side rounds out of them look absolutely flawless. Legends of Six defense, not so much.
Oh, and it's kind of the defensive woes that they've been going through right now. The attacking side has looked good for them where they're able to take that early mid-aggression. It's been working for the side of Legends of Six, but it's being on the defensive side and handling the aggression being thrown back at them. That's really been the struggle, but Day by Day has not quite been able to put the dagger as you said into this. A big swing round here for LO6 to be able to get themselves back into the mix.
Head-on collision is developing over towards that B side. Once Legends of Six and Knights on in, they're going to have to deal with the crossers setup here from Noisy and Pro MR. This is so unbelievably good. If they can time this out, Reaper trying to gain that information, rounding the corner, checking each and every corner, but I don't think he's going to have the angle to check where these players are playing from.
And it's just absolute on your toes as DiamondCon, though, able to take out Millie off screen. So for LO6, not only are you a little bit halted in your tracks over towards the B side, you've already lost a player. Darkseid may be none the wiser, but able to find a few tags, get out with his life. Geo finds the pickup kill onto him, so the team shots are good. Turns this into a 3v3, but Noisy right over the top, able to find one. Is he going to read Reaper? Absolutely. Turn your page, open a book 69, read him like a book.
My goodness, it's only a matter of time until Noisy is going to collapse on you. This man is known for his S&D. Now for Darkseid, I mean, you got 22 seconds on the board. The bomb is in no man's land. You still have that crosser set up from Day by Day. Matt, this round is over.
And Day by Day, we talked about keeping the foot on the gas pedal, and now the foot on the neck of LO6 here. 1 round away from tying this series up at 1 apiece. I mean, we talked about it in the green room, Quinn. We definitely felt like this series could potentially go the distance, at least see that map 4. But I think a little bit in Switch right now, I think we more have expected Day by Day to have a little bit more success in the hardpoint, LO6 to find the success in the SMD. But things look flip-flopped right now, and like you said, in playoffs, scripts absolutely throw them out the window.
Yeah, no, and if we had a script, I mean, the desk gave us the wrong one, evidently, here. So, Day by Day, I mean, they have them right where they want them. 5-2, 5-3 curse, at least not in play quite yet. Legends of Six still remaining aggressive on this defensive side, and it might be the thing that bites them. Noisy with the first kill down mid. The pain just continues to matriculate as Pro MR with another on the board, and Legends of Six just completely split up in the blender. They go.
Yeah, Darkseid will have the bomb dropped around the backside. You find another kill with Reaper. It is still a 1v2, but Darkseid has got that bomb dropped, so they're going to have to find that, collect that, potentially get it planted. But Darkseid now having to play his life into the 1v1. It's a little bit mixy. It's not going to happen. Team shots from above as Day by Day rains down hellfire and takes this S&D 6-2 and knots this series up at 1 apiece heading into high-rise control.
Oh, they are starting to feel themselves again. The question mark was the S&D. They have an S&D in their pocket now. Now at the high-rise control, followed by the 6-star hardpoint, a clear win condition has presented itself. Now the question for LO6 is, hey, where do you find your win condition? It feels like the high-rise control has to be that swing map for them, especially given the fact that Day by Day with some new life in their sails.
Yeah, and you know, Day by Day, we talked about it maybe coming out a little bit flat-footed. You know, when you have that type of confidence and when you've played against that level of competition that they have played against, it sometimes takes that little fire to be lit to really get the team going, and it seemed like that S&D, you talk about winning the sales, that seems like a big turning point and a big statement made. 6-2, quick S&D to move us on to a high-rise control. And it really kind of turns things around. And even though going back to the series that we kind of previously casted a couple of weeks ago, it was a lot of up and downs throughout the changes of the game modes. And it seemed like whatever team was able to kind of flow with that change was able to take those series.
Yeah, no, I mean, it just feels like Day by Day has done everything that they really need to do. I mean, obviously the Rio hardpoint didn't swing their way, but it was still very close. For the side of Legends of Six, I mean, they were able to come back into the Rio hardpoint, but for the Karachi S&D, they never held a lead at any point during that map. Day by Day just completely had their way with them, and now heading into the high-rise control, I mean, you talk about where the pendulum has shifted. Obviously, it's not completely on the side of Day by Day, but it does feel like it's ever so slightly starting to swing their way. High-rise control could be that map where they are just able to dunk it.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think it's a big swing map. I think I see for Day by Day, if they're going to be able to win this series, though, I think they have to get it done within the next 2 maps, right? If this extends to another S&D on a map like Rio, we might see LO6 start to change things around, especially if they're able to extend that series. I think this control, it really kind of is of utmost importance for both of these teams heading into that 6-star, because as we know, Quinn, the next 3 maps are going to be very fast, very mixy, and allow for both of these teams to have players that can really get lost. I mean, you talk about it in the 6-star with all the flanks that are of like potential. You talk about it in the high rise, getting into each other's spawn. The spawn trap is the name of the game. And then even with a Rio S&D to follow it off, I mean, this whole map set, we knew exactly what we were going to be getting.
Oh yeah, and it just works for these teams because they are both so fast. They are both just probably among the fastest teams in terms of the gunplay that you are going to see this week. So it just works. It just works. No invasion control. We're done with that. We're not done with it, but, you know, we're not seeing it right now. High-rise control coming up next, though. And again, you talked about it. The spawn traps being imperative. And again, it just feels like the team that's going to get out first, potentially on the defensive side, will be the team that really starts to get that momentum. And I feel like if Day by Day can get that defensive side, oh, man, we might be in for a interesting map.
Listen, I will tell you what this map comes down to, Quinn. I'll give you one guess. What do you think it comes down to?
Whichever team gets the most kills.
No, it comes down to whichever team gets selected by the propane tank to explode. Whatever team has the propane tank on its team, I think will win this matchup. You get the extra player in the propane tank.
Well, we're about to see here all the nades coming out, but so far no propane tanks showing either side any sort of favoritism. But that's perfectly fine, as Legends of Six are just completely going to take control themselves over towards that A side. 4 clean dead in the feed, and now the propane tank shows up, Matt, and it looks like it might be on the side of Day by Day. Gives them a little bit of breathing room, but still the pressure over towards B.
I mean, it gives them a little bit of breathing room, not only in you stop the information overload, now you know exactly which site you need to hit, and it's exactly what Day by Day does. You only allow 1 tick of progress off of that double point hit, but it's still Legends of Six that can throw bodies quickly around the map.
Oh my god.
Darksev flying out with that MCW.
Man, my answer might have been right. It might just be the team that gets the most amount of kills. And of course, the propane tanks as well are very key. But no, Day by Day, be able to shut it down at least for the time. Still Millie on the hill, and Reaper with the Kobe out of nowhere is going to give the justification for Millie to try and get that kill. Unfortunately, not going to be able to collect it, and not going to be able to collect that ever so additional amount of time over towards B. And that sends Legend of Six right back to the respawn.
Yeah, and deep back into their spawn, you see players like Diamondcon all on these cutoff kills as Day by Day now tries to figure out where they would like to try to get out of here from. As you can see, it is just all players on power positions. Exotic is cutting you down at every single turn, and it's what you talked about, is if you can get out of the spawn trap, and what can you do with it?
Yeah, now how the turns have tabled. 17 playing 17 as Day by Day have found themselves back into the mix of it off of a very, very strong start for the side of Legends of Six, where they now can't seemingly even buy some sort of map control. Darkside will find his way over towards that B side, but not enough in terms of player personnel to justify the positioning. Has to have Reaper collect this kill, but no, Pro MR is going to find it. Darkside's still alive on for the time. Day by Day, none the wiser. Eventually do cut him off. And now, for Legends of Six, it just feels like they're scrambling.
And Darkseid, he is scrambling himself around all kinds of players. You see multiple players for the side of Day by Day on those streaks. Exotic cleaning up kills, Diamondcon cleaning up kills. Now only 7 seconds remaining, and you cannot even make your way out of your spawn, but a couple of kills do come through. You've got to hit the right foot, left foot express on it. Reaper is here. He is touched for now, and all of a sudden, players from LO6 starting to accrue.
Oh, Reaper's going to get the turn and burn as well, and it looks like the extra time is going to play onto the clock. But it's going to be 6 playing 10, Day by Day. Still have them in a very advantageous spot here, just have to collect those kills.
Yeah, and all the players from LO6, you've seen the slowdown in play, starting to play their life a little bit here. They know those respawns going away, starting to slip very, very quickly. Day-by-day players starting to go on the hunt. But Millie here from around the backside as we gave a couple of trades that go through. But you look at the players from Day-by-day all set up onto this A site.
He can completely end this here. And now Reaper will find that kill, though, and just gives a little bit of breathing room. But unfortunately, his life will be taken as well. Exotic will take Geo off from the high ground. And now with the split here from Millie and Darkside, it's looking so very difficult as 2 playing 6 now. You got a lot of players to deal with in the back lines, unfortunately going to be taken down. Last player standing is Darkside. He's got a very, very hard task ahead of him.
Yeah, and I mean, you get a couple of lives off of the side of Day-by-day, so if it does come down to lives on that final defensive stretch, you might have that in the back pocket. But 3 ticks, nothing to hang your head about, but not exactly what they wanted off of that hot start. And I mean, Quinn, you talked about it right there. It was the quick, aggressive play to get out of that offensive spawn, get information overload strat going quickly. But the propane tank strikes, the reinforcements come in, and Day-by-day able to take advantage of that round.
Propane tank just feels like the sorting hat. Like, it's never wrong. Day-by-day took the round. I mean, it's never wrong. So now the question becomes, who are they going to pick this time? It's the additional player that every team looks for, but it does shift sides ever so slightly. Nades out, stuns out, but the guns are going to be out for Legends of 6 early.
Yeah, it's going to be a couple of kills that come through for Reaper in specific, and you already send Day-by-day packing a little bit back towards their spawn. You see the map control already being taken here. Double players here in blue and Heli, as well as Propane, and now 4 clean dead in the feed and sent back to the office. Day-by-day, what can you do to get out of your spawn?
Yeah, no, you do not want to be in your spawn, especially this early, and especially with Legends of 6 getting those ticks on the board. Millie! Oh my goodness, from the top rope, and he just Millie drops them. Good lord. Day-by-day have seemingly no response here, Matt.
No, I mean, and it's hard to find a response with all of these LO6 players in these power positions, just on stair glitches, on headies. The snakes are in. No GAs for LO6 as they continue to just fry you at every single turn. And now, 28 seconds left on the clock and still not able to make it out of your spawn. LO6, you talk about 3 ticks. 3 ticks may have been an amazing showcase on an offensive round between these 2 teams.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, Day-by-day will be lucky if they can even get out of their spawn, let alone get a single tick on the board. They will collect a couple of kills. That gives them a little bit of map presence over towards that B side. Now looking for the kills that will justify, but Darkside has found himself down below, has the opportunity to completely turn this on its head. They get the information on him, but he's still going to walk away with the kill.
Oh, and it's 12.8 seconds. You are onto this hill, but Darksiv, he's looming, he's lurking, he's trying to find a way on in, but still, he can't hit the jump. Finally, doing a Spencer Martin pull-up, able to find his way on, but not able to find both the kills. But Millie finds one, finds both, and now with only 9 seconds remaining, it's gotta be a hurry-up movement for Day-by-day.
18 playing 9, so realistically speaking, it would have to be an absolutely historic play here out of Day-by-day. They do have a player over towards that A side, though, who's going to be collecting a couple of key kills, but eventually just gets shut down by the reinforcements of Legends of 6. No progress allowed. Legends of 6 will maintain that tick differential.
And it's just both these teams trading haymaker blows between each other on the defensive rounds. And Quinn, as much as we talk about defense being the success on Invasion, it does seem like later in the year especially, this has been kind of a defensive really fest on this map, just spawn trap after spawn trap, and once it gets ensued, getting your way out of that can almost feel like an Alpacra fortress at sometimes.
Yeah, no, it is a mixy map. If you're going to try and attack on it at all, you are lucky if you can get a single tick, maybe 2. 3 ticks is nice. Still, it is just so very tough. Now Day-by-day again on that defensive side. Legends of 6 now on the attacker side, looking for their opportunity to continue to add to their tick collection.
It's been a couple of good kills for them off the start, but still Day-by-day has those reinforcements around. But Geo playing the cutoff, able to find one, but not both, is now the progress for LO6. Starts being hit on the B site. You do have a player in Damacon able to kind of fly out of this, but still, good start for LO6 to be able to find a little bit of success.
They're so fast to kick off these early rounds. Day-by-day has to shut it down, and it's going to come through Noisy with the turn and burn as well. Shuts down Geo, sends Legends of 6 packing back to their own office. Millie, really the only player who can make this play happen, is eventually going to be shut down as well. And now it's opportunity for Day-by-day to just put them in the blender.
Oh, and the beautiful double chows, the bait and switches, and everything out for Day by Day right now as Noisy now on 5 spree. Day by Day have started to lock this map down in a similar position to what we just saw. But LO6 trying to get a couple of key kills to find their way out. That's Reaper and Millie. You're able to find 2, push these Day by Day players back. And now the hit through mid, but none the wiser to Pro MR, who's going to be able to find the tags on a 1, and it's going to be a 3-piece in the feed. Day by Day cleans up the mess on aisle 4, and now 23 seconds.
Yeah, in Legends of 6, I mean, the only player that can make a play is taken out of the play. Reaper goes down. Darkside with the first kill on the board, and that's going to create a little bit of pressure over towards that A side, which they haven't hit to this point, but they're maybe trying to set up that information overload. Unfortunately, the player over towards A does get taken down, still trying to ignite players into that B side, but one by one they drop. Reaper will still maintain his life, as will Geo, and now that time starting to be accrued, but still not enough presence over towards this side. You have to get all of these players in. 12 playing 13, but Day by Day is doing just enough.
Yeah, but Reaper still kicking, still screaming on this hill, is able to stay alive and fight for his life.
Oh my god!
Now trying to get that second tick on in, still finding tags up towards this side, finding another kill. And I mean, he is just a one-man band as now the reinforcements start to accrue for him and they clean house. The only one is Pro on this A side, and all of a sudden, Day by Day push deep into their spawn. It's going to be the extra minute on the clock as well as a 9 to 7 life advantage. You're getting onto the A site, and all of a sudden, LO6 starting to put some pressure on the board.
Day by Day, they are just completely stuck in their own spawns, and at LO6, they're getting the justification to go. Reaper just continuing to piece them apart. No respawns remaining. Reaper, these kids have families. My goodness, Day by Day, they have to throw a Hail Mary. Exotic will connect at least for a headshot to go, but still, no respawns remaining, and DiamondCon is out of the play.
There's not a lot of lives for the side of LO6 either. It's only 5, and now 4 playing 3. This is an S in B, and all of a sudden, now another one falls as Noisy. He's going to be making his way up around from the bottom. I'm not sure if they're going to expect this play. He gets stunned. He might have one for free on a Millie. Absolutely, that's the first, and now 3v3 starts to ensue between both of these teams.
Now for Day by Day, they just have to play this so very, very slow. Legends of 6, though, they have to catch them off guard, it feels like. Darkside will have that dead. He's popped. He's going to try and play the big wraparound play, but he has to go really, really quick because Geo is trying to chow on in. And unfortunately for him, he's not going to have enough clearance. Day by Day, line 2 up, and it comes down to Geo in the 1v3. Finds the first, but he's going to give away his positioning, and Day by Day is going to walk away with the round by the thinnest of margins. Oh my goodness.
I don't even know if I would say walk away, maybe crawls away with a win there in that round. A 3v5 that they turn into a 3v0, not dropping a single player when it comes down to those ice-up moments. As Day by Day able to lock it in for that round. But I mean, LO6, that was the round at the doorstep. All you had to do was bring it inside, instead fumbling the bag a little bit there on the way in. And Day by Day, like you said, by the skin of their teeth, able to come away with a defensive round. But now, back on the offensive side, which the struggles have been afoot. Now, what can they do?
Now, again, like, you're not going to win the tick differential as well, because Legends of 6 were already able to collect B twice. For Day by Day, they are without any ticks, so it becomes this round or nothing for them. It feels like they really have to win this, and Legends of 6 are going to continue to just piece them apart in the early set.
Yeah, and it's just been the problem for Day by Day trying to find their way out of their spawn. It's the defensive prowess from LO6 that's been so good as they continue to find kills. But now with a little bit of an opening over towards top heli, Day by Day will take advantage of the map control. But Millie shuts down DiamondCon. Another one might be up on the docket. Millie's gonna find 2. And all of a sudden, you're right back in the same spot for Day by Day. But now a couple of kills come through. A little bit of an opening now over towards the A side.
Darkside has to go big. He has to continue to justify this positioning. He will do exactly that. So the information overload, at least for the time, will be denied. You also have number 8. That's Exotic going down over towards that B side. And just as you blink, Day by Day back in their own spawns.
And I think that's the problem with them on these offensive rounds. It's just they're so quickly going 4 dead. They've got to start playing together a little bit, isolating some of these power positions out. 2-for-2 trades, not really going to be able to get you out of your spawn as well with 14 seconds. Got to start to hit a little bit of movement. Noisy into the hill, immediately shut down as now Darkside finds another. DiamondCon, though, it's an opening towards B Street, at least for the moment, as he's able to find 2, but you have to deal with Millie. You're still kicking and still finding kills. 2 seconds and 1, not able to make it, and that is not a single tick accrued through 2 rounds. As LO6 will lock that defensive round down for round 5, and now feels like everything in the favor of LO6. I mean, nothing right now for Day by Day, at least through 2 rounds, has kind of proven me to think any differently.
Yeah, no, and again, we talked about the respawn being their thing. The respawn was their thing, and now it's looking like they're going to have to bring us to a Rio S&D, but guess what? Before you get to that, you have to go through the 6-star hardpoint. Legends of 6 in striking distance now, it feels like. Barring a miracle, because again, day by day, without a single tick through their first 2 attacker side rounds, to win this out, either have to win on lives, or they have to some way, somehow pick up the pace.
And I mean, it might be kind of the play for them, right? Just kind of hit different angles, not necessarily up towards the site. I do like it, though. It's a 3-hit up towards this A site. Already nades out. Utility being used is day by day. Onto this A site very quickly, but can they deal with the pressure? Geo able to find one, no more than that, as ProMR from the top side as well. 1-for-1 trades, and it's not going to happen for the moment for day by day.
A very uncustomary hit, but unfortunately the uncustomary hit is uncustomary for a reason. Legends of 6 are going to shut it down. Now day by day trying to make the rotation and left foot, right foot express over towards this B side, but you have Geo waiting in lie over towards B, and he's just going to completely shut it down at the seams. Once again, day by day left scrambling.
And it's the same position we've seen from them time and time again. Although ProMar able to get on the B side, at least for the moment before being shut down, is now a dark side. Oh, the top for 1, for 2. You line up the kill feed, you send them back, and now it's only 1 player left on the B site, dealt with very quickly. And that's a 4 dead just as quick as you have them respawn. Day by day has to fight their way out of the office again.
And Millie is just completely bringing the pain. Him and Reaper are a deadly duo. Day by day, just no breathing room on this map whatsoever. Players over towards A are going to get shut down, right back to the office again. And it's a very, very tough week. You're not working 40 hours. You are working overtime and then some to get out of these spawns.
I mean, there's just no angle you can find your way out of right now. I mean, every single player for the side of day by day dropping at once. Another 4 dead in the feed, and now 11 seconds on, and it is all LO6 round to lose. A couple more trades, and they will have it. Early pressure towards this mid site, at least for the moment. You get a couple of kills, but you gotta find the dive in with 1 second left onto this B site.
No room for error here. Day by day, they have to hold, and they're also down by 8 lives. But here we go. Geo finds his way on in and sends day by day on out. 3-2, and Legends of 6 are absolutely piecing.
I mean, they are perfection on the defensive side. I think only allowing maybe 1 tick. Would have to go back and look at that first round. But LO6 dominant once again on the defensive side. I mean, I think you, I, and the fans knew it. Once it got to that last round and LO6 had defense, I mean, there was just nothing that day by day was able to do on the offensive side of that map. I mean, looking like the Dolphins last night in some cases. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. And LO6 now with the 2-1 map advantage heading now in the 6-star hard point, which we have already talked about it. I mean, it feels like this is for day by day to win, but at the same time, with this respawn prowess that's being showed from LO6, a complete flipped in script that we were expecting coming into this one.
Yeah, I mean, for day by day, based on what we've seen out of them on the respawn, this feels more like a breakdown out of them than anything else. I mean, Legends of 6, all the credit to them, because they are capitalizing on it every step of the way. For day by day now, they absolutely have to show some of that prowess again. 6-star hardpoint, we have seen them work it before. Can they do it now when it just feels like, once again, Legends of 6 have taken so much wind out of their sails?
Yeah, and I mean, we talked about it, the cakewalk that LO6 was able to put on through the group stages. It was a cakewalk because they made it one, right? Only dropping 1 map, which was an S&D. So looking outside of the respawns, I mean, not a lot of room for error here for the side of day by day. The only thing that goes back to them is those hard points have normally been pretty much in their favor, and as well, had the lead for a majority of that first map, have just got to keep the foot on the gas pedal, have got to get this to a map 5. In S&Ds, at least in this series, it's been successful for the side of day by day.
Yeah, but for Legends of 6, I mean, they have an immediate win condition here. If they can get the 6-star hardpoint to swing their way, and again, we saw them come back from that deficit in the middle portion of the Rio hardpoint, so even if day by day comes out here kicking and screaming, you still feel like Legends of 6 is in their rearview mirror. We've talked about it time and time again. They just are not going away, and it looks like they're closer than it might appear in the mirror. Day by day now, have to stand tall, have to come out on this 6-star hardpoint. They have to start strong, but they also have to finish strong.
Yeah, and I think immediately coming out into this 6-star hardpoint, you talk about it, you don't want to completely bet the house there on P1. You want to make sure that you can get that parlay over towards P2, make sure you get those good spawns locked down and kind of play for the rotations there from P2 to P3. At the same time, though, this has got to be a quick start. I think you hit the nail on the head for day by day. If they don't get this hard point early and often in their favor and they let LO6 just feel their way into the game, get the gears started like they did in that Rio, it could be in for a quick night for them, a quick 3-1. And I think you talk about another thing here. For LO6, we talked about not really having to handle a lot of adversity, but I mean, they were down in the first map. They lose the SND in an emphatic 6-2 fashion, and they're able to bounce back and have a dominant performance, at least on the defensive side there, for that rather high-rise control. I mean, this team, whether it's a cakewalk, whether they're under adversity, they always seem to perform.
And again, that's just what you expect out of seasoned pros. I mean, Legends of Six, Reaper, Darkside, Millie, Geo, whoever you look at, these guys all have their credits. They all have done great things within this community, within challengers, and some of them even within the pros. So you look at this team and you see a lot of potential in any situation that you are presented. For the side of day by day, it just feels like, as you were mentioning, they have to play very quick at the start, but they have to recognize the fact that it's not a sprint necessarily. It's a marathon. You have to play the long game as well. You have to be cognizant of that. Otherwise, Legends of Six, who again, these seasoned pros are going to come out and they are going to make you pay if you make any mistakes.
Yeah, and I think about talking about capitalizing on mistakes. I'm going to make a bold prediction right here, little caster's curse prediction. If LO6 doesn't get it done right here on this 6-star hardpoint, I think we're going to see Day by Day walk away with this series. I think if they let Day by Day get back into the series, get that respawn prowess back to them, and then put them on an S&D that's almost as aggressive as Karachi, especially in the early rounds when the trophy systems haven't been accrued yet. It's that nade fest. It's that early aggression up towards the mid area. That's something that we saw work in Day by Day's favor time and time again on Karachi, and I think it works in tenfolds on Rio. If they're able to push this to a map 5, I think Day by Day walks away with this.
Yeah, and I mean, that is the clear win condition for Day by Day. It has to be the 6-star hardpoint, but once you do get them to the Rio S&D, based on how the Karachi S&D went, obviously a slightly different map in the way it flows through, but it was still very dominant on the side of Day by Day. Looks like they found their footing there, so now the question becomes, hey, what does their footing look like on this additional hardpoint that we have? Will Day by Day be able to find their footing, bring us to a map 5? Or does Legends of Six close out and continue to press on with a date against Omit Academy? Let's see how it plays out in map number 4.
LO6 dominant up until this point. Only one more map to stay perfect on the season. Day by Day, you're fighting adversity here. What can you do already? It's going to be Day by Day getting that early time off the P1, but it's going to be Exotic as well, starting to push the issue towards P2, and it's exactly what we wanted to see from Day by Day off the rip.
Legends of Six still going to have the good side spawns, but again, Day by Day, they are starting to focus a lot more towards the rotations than what we saw on the first side of the map, which is kind of where they left themselves ever so slightly, and that's how Legends of Six was able to get back into the mix of it. It was those key rotations. Still, so far, so good for the side of Legends of Six in terms of those spawns, but Day by Day, trying to press.
Yeah, you've already got 20 points here, not anything to hang your head on, something to hang a hat on more like as Exotic. You talk about pushing the issue, these Day by Day players, they've just kind of been shut down at these rotational gunfights. As Millie able to pop for 2, Promar still here, still kicking, able to find one more himself. You really allow no time for LO6, you give yourself a nice cushion to hit this rotation on, but it's still Legends of Six that we talked about. But look at how these players are starting to be spread apart here. Now the 2v2 starting to sue on new.
Oh, but Legends of Six are going to completely shut down that top approach, and as well, Darkside is just going to body him down below. Now, Day by Day, they will spawn close to the hill, and they will have the opportunity to wrap this thing around, so hold on, wait a minute, Legends of Six, watch out!
And you gotta watch out for these players starting to spawn around, but Reaper will be more to the wise of it, able to shut down 2. It's just checkerboard, kill feed every which way, but Darkside comes out on top with the 5 spree. Still, 30 seconds to left for this hill, but Day by Day starting to loom.
Day by Day still trying to press the issue, but just getting completely chopped out every step of the way. Geo completely breaking Noisy's cam as well. And now for Day by Day, at this point, you just have to start the left foot, right foot express. You do have to deal with Millie, who's lying down mid, will do exactly that as Diamond Con. Legends of Six as well, going to start the rotation over towards P3.
LO6, though, a little bit later onto it. Day by Day has more reinforcements, has more pressure over towards this side, able to find the trades to go their way, and it should be this early hill time lockdown. Oh my god! Diamond Con, light up the kill feed. He's hungry for more, but it's going to be the double chow that comes through. But Day by Day, they have locked themselves in for this P3.
Yeah, but these spawns still a little bit far away. Day by Day has to maintain these reinforcements. Geo continuing to press the issue now towards this P3 side, trying to fight his way on in. Gets that first kill to go, but doesn't expect the pincer from the side of Diamond Con, who remains alive on the hill until he is not. And as you blink, Dark Side is enough for 2, and Legends of 6 are on.
But it's still day by day. Close spawns, able to throw the reinforcements into this hill, play the 1-for-1 trade, still able to throw reinforcements here, but they are being batted away at will by Geo, lighting up the kill feed for a few there, but still, day by day, gonna make good on those close spawns to lock down this hill time. May even have a lead change as you see. Both of these teams starting to hit the rotation, now on over to this statue hill.
And now Diamond Con and Pro Amar, they have the opportunity to turn this thing on its head, but they are going to have to go big. Millie will take the first out of the equation, though. And hold on, wait a minute. It looks like these rotations out the side of Legends of 6 are going to be enough. They will get those P4 time on the board. Now for day by day, they have to make the hit on in once again.
When you see the trigger discipline from Geo there to get the information, he knows that the majority of these players are going to come through this office side, and you see Fellow 6 prepared for it, but can they win the challenge? Exotic out for the first. It's going to be a quick trade back from Millies. He's able to find 2, not the third, but Pro MR. He's the only one left alive, and now the last one to meet the grave. LO6 deals with the pressure perfectly. They flip the spawns out. They read them as well, and now LO6 continue to lock down this hill.
This is the last hit that day by day can make, and hold on. Diamond Con with the first, Noisy with the second. Reaper, the last player that can make anything happen, and he's not going to be able to get sent straight to death. Legends of 6 will be wiped off the hill. That's going to give day by day the room and opportunity to take the lead once again, but now the attention has to turn over towards P1.
Yeah, and you talk about the scrap time being important there, but the more important thing is getting control of that side of the map, like you said, for this quick rotation right across the street to P1. But it's Millie and Reaper that are going to be able to find a couple of kills. Here's Dark picks up another one, and it's a clean 4 dead in the feed as Legends of 6 wipes off this hill. But you see, day by day, they've got these close use spawns, and they're starting to hit the pressure.
Continuing to press the issue day by day, flying on in. Millie has to stand tall, but unfortunately gets chopped down by Diamond Con. Reaper, next man up to bat, but unfortunately now for day by day, they are just completely swarming in every step of the way they go. Legends of 6 are going to bat them down. Noisy will fall as well, and that will justify Legends of 6 positioning.
If there was any question of these teams' kind of percentage of trying in any of these games, you can see it here. Both teams firing on all cylinders, 101 to 93, and we continue to just go back and forth here on this 6-star. Noisy, the last one to fall on a very mixy P1 as LO6. You lock down some of this time, but look at these weird spawns starting to come in for day by day.
Day by day, trying to attack down mid. They have to get through mid before they can get over towards P2. They do have these split spawns over towards P2 as well now, so now the rotation starts. Day by day is going to have it by the nick of something. Legends of 6 now have to make their head on in. They have to make these kills swing their way, but unfortunately every step of the way, day by day is there until they no longer are. Legends of 6 standing tall.
And this looks like the moment that could turn the tides, right? These are moments in these hard points where LO6, they hit the extra gear and they start to pull ahead. Day by day, you're spawning out. Legends of 6, perfect time to be able to lock into this hill. A couple of trades that come through.
Geo standing so tall for Legends of 6, and this is where they have the opportunity to completely head into the driver's seat and go, but day by day continues to hold on, continues to grip for dear life, as it's such a mixy hill still with only 19 seconds left on the board. They're fighting tooth and nail. Legends of 6 will walk away with the time, but now they're also going to have to get that rotation over towards P3. Luckily, we'll have the spawns over towards that side. Again, for day by day, they're starting to fall into that rear view.
Yeah, I mean, this is the biggest lead that we've seen between either of these teams, at least here in this map. And you talk about Legends of 6, they are early to this rotation. They have the ability to chain both of these hills together as well. They're not sure about Geo's position, but it's a 3-for-1 trade that's going to go in the way of day by day, as now they light up the kill feed. And now, day by day, right back into this hill and potentially right back into this map.
There's more than enough time if they can hold this to get back into the mix of this and even take the lead. But Legends of 6 just continuing to pressure them down main. You have number 4 trying to make his way in. It continues to be Geo, but unfortunately for him, he will eventually get chopped down. Now day by day starting to stand a little taller.
OMR with a huge 3-piece towards the backside, able to shut down everyone from LO6. Now starting to push the issue a little bit more forward as LO6. They're going to elect to hit for this. There's still 22 seconds left of scrap. It looks like it will be a little bit of a slowdown. And now we might see Millie do a little bit of a hop, a jump, and a skip right over the half wall. That'll be the 14 seconds of scrap. He denies the lead change from coming in as well. You force some of these day-to-day players out towards office spawns.
Now they have to all make the hit over towards B4. Nobody is going to have these spawns, but so far so good for Darkside. Has to win his one here. It's going to be Darkside versus Noisy for the control and for this moving forward. Again, with just a 17-point differential, it becomes so very important. Day by day, the reinforcements will swing in. Reaper, a one-man band, though, just continues to beat his drums. Diamond Con swings in through, but Geo does enough. Legends of 6 are in.
Geo comes out on top of the mixy trade battle, but still, reinforcements from both teams now starting to accrue all around this hill. LO6 still with the lead, still garnering time, but can they deal with the hit coming in from Day by Day?
Legends of 6 have to stand up, have to be as tall as possible. Geo just continues to fry. Pro MR is gonna fall as well. Reaper again providing the support, and it's Geo and Reaper doing so much when they are needed most. Now for Day by Day, they have to focus on these P1 spawns.
Yeah, now LO6, you talk about that rear view mirror. They are starting to pull away. It's kills that are going to come through Day by Day, but only for the moment, as they have still yet to break into this P4. Finally, as they do so, comes down to this P1. If LO6 able to hold down a majority of this time, you could see them put up an insurmountable lead. But Day by Day, looking to get themselves right back into this map.
Day by Day in for the early time, and this could be the time that they desperately need to swing themselves back into the mix of it. But no, Legends of 6 continue to fly forward. Millie get with 2, Geo with the additional, and that's enough to back Day by Day up into these B2 spawns, which they're going to need for the next hill. But the question is, will the next hill even come?
Oh, Darkseid from around the back, able to find 2. Now for Millie and the 3rd. You shut down everyone. You've locked down those B2 spawns as well. There are still 30 seconds left off this hill. They don't win, but they get pretty damn close Day by Day. You have got to start to hit the speedy move over into this hill, but you cannot everywhere being shut down.
Look at those spawns. Look at those spawns. This is a complete disaster for Day by Day. It's a breakdown as Legends of 6 are going to get the rotation over towards P2 as well. They continue to soak up that time over towards P1. And for Day by Day, it has to be the left foot, right foot express, and it has to be here. It has to be now.
It has got to be a Usain Bolt-like sprint over towards this P2, but you continue to be shut down at every rotational gunfight, and now only 10 seconds to win, but Noisy from around the back, able to find 1, able to find 2, down this hill, and may have made the Hail Mary play, but still, LO6 looming around every corner.
Just 7 seconds needed for LO6, just a couple of key kills to swing their way. Just one more clean wipe is all you need if you are Legends of 6 and Pro MR. It's the last player standing, gets down. Exotic in the back lines, they don't know that he is here. He's going to get the first, but unfortunately, it's not going to be enough unless Noisy comes flying in. They're still alive.
Day by Day, hanging by the skin of their teeth, but can they stay alive? Millie, able to light up the kill for 2 now, may have the final one. Absolutely lighting it up. Oh, 4. Millie, 1, 2, 3, 4, and LO6 wins it in 4. 3-1 in the series after a banger of a last map hardpoint. Quinn, LO6 clutch up when it matters, and Millie absolutely hits masterclass mode 33 and 22 and wins it for LO6.
Man needs to add a rock to his name because he just Millie rocked them in the down stretch there. Day by Day, we talked about the respawns being the thing. Unfortunately, they just aren't able to get them to swing their way. Some way, somehow, come out with the S&D, but that is all she wrote. Legends of 6 continue on with a date against Omid Academy. For Day by Day, they go on to face Log Gaming, where the loser will go home.
And, you know, I wouldn't necessarily call it a cakewalk for the side of LO6, but I mean, you talk about it handling adversity in different points of that series and then coming it off and putting a stamp on that series as they did. LO6 looking like a force to be reckoned with heading into this winner's bracket. And you talked about it, setting up that date with Omid Academy. And you talk about a date, that's a spicy date night between both of those teams.
Oh, yeah, no, we are going to absolutely need to see how that one goes down. Because again, Omid, they have been perfect to this point, 2-1 in pool play, but technically 2-0 in the games that they have actually played. It's a battle of the undefeated in that side of things, and on the other side of the coin, in the winner's bracket, SGP Syndicate versus Speedy White Men. Battle of the 3-0. So everybody who hasn't lost yet continues that streak. We're going to go ahead and send it to a very quick break as we get our next matchup loaded and ready to go. Do not go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss a second of the Premier Circuit Crown Crusaders Showcase. Into this hill, Derek will find 1, comes down to Pop with the long range.
Yeah, but Pop's nowhere near sight. Conwell lost it 1v1 on Bob. Oh my goodness, huge shots from Pop. And he's gonna go right for the reach out. That's Aura.
It's going hard.
Yeah, SCP just continues to add insult to injury. And for Crown Crusaders, I mean, they can't even buy time on a hill. They can't even buy a kill. Hyde is going to send the shots into the body. And I mean, just...
They're trying to get in quick. They're trying to get in this A side and not leave it up to chance. Speedy one man with the first engagement. Vilu continuing to fly out. He finds 2 by 3. Finding the 4th almost. My goodness, what has just happened? Mowed down 1 by 1. Single-handedly Vilu cutting down every player. They tried to go for a blitz. It didn't happen. Conwell actually getting that last kill, but Vilu, he has been a man who's been everything for this squad every single time where it matters. My goodness.
We call that a man-possessed, Remy, and why wouldn't we?
Yeah, and they're kind of split right now as well. Conwell on the other side of the map and Syndicate on the offense. They're going to get the bomb down and put themselves into a great post-plant scenario. But as I say that, Careful got a wall bang. What the heck was that? I mean, we're at the end of the game and spotting
hard play.
Do we know that he's in this corner? It's not particularly going to matter. 1v2 now. Bomb goes down, Noisy. Gonna have to pull off some heroics. The turn and burn, Noisy! Oh my goodness! Crown Crusaders notched the point on the board. The S&D man, the myth, the legend. He's gonna find the round. That is nasty.
4 bullets to the chest, damaging at any range. Speedy White Man just having to jump off. I mean, listen, the weapon and range and timing of that kill just simply was not going to be
on in kind. Conwell will fall. That's a big kill for the side of SGP. Careful trying to get a very aggressive approach going in, but cannot get through Hyde, who's going to line all 3 up and bring him down. My goodness. Man, Skeet shooting out here.
Careful missed the jump into top broken.
But we've come to an uncustomary stall here as everybody's just comfortable being
Black Ops
stalled.
6 is going to be out by the time someone makes a play. And I actually quite like this call. Just wait until somebody makes a move. And it's going to be Encourage who's going to be spotted out. And now immediately, Crown Crusaders are rolling on that after our stalemate. Hyde is the last player remaining. He does find one. He's got to wait for support. And now it's going to be a cutoff at the half wall. Crown Crusaders are through, but hold on a second. Someone slipped the net. That's Derek. 27 HP. Can he stay alive? 6 respawns for Crown Crusaders, but they're still getting progress.
Still getting progress here. Careful is going to shut down Encourage, and just one after another, the Crown Crusaders are batting them out of the building. 5-4. Crown Crusaders, no respawns remaining, but they're getting all that time on the board. SGP is spawning so far away, they can't get into the hill. They can't touch. Crown Crusaders are going to keep themselves alive.
Crown Crusaders Pop trying his best. All down the Gravitism. Finds one with the pistol. Can he stay alive? He's going to have some time to break win.
41 seconds left on the board. It comes down to S&D 1v2 clutch, spotting the first out, getting shifty behind that diner. He's gonna pop the dead silence as well, but the stun's gonna come through and he's gonna have to hit the deck. They know exactly where he is, but he's found the wraparound. First kill on the board. Comes down to the 1v1. Derek versus Gravitism. Gravitism with the wraparound. Big plays here being made, but where is he? That is the question.
He didn't see him. He doesn't know. He's checked everything else though, so surely he knows where it is. Is it going to be another showdown? No! Gravitism gets the 1v1! Keeps Crusaders alive! We are watching a masterclass / entertaining as fuck. Hit the beeper, Quinn. As fuck. What a freaking round. Not that beeper. What a round, man. This
Have enough to make the play over towards the new hill. But that being said, Mansions has found the first kill, and if he can get this win off onto Millie, who sends some shots in, this could be big.
I don't believe it. 6 seconds,
my God.
maybe less than that.
Speedy White Men back on for the time. They have maybe just about done it. Mansions will get the kill to go, and the Speedy White Men find it on map number 4, bringing us to Invasion S&D.
Warfare, massive kill out of down Rahulio. Now it's Nico on this point, trying to stay alive, gets a 2-piece, huge out of him, continuing to line up these players, 2 more in his sights. You cannot kill Nico! 4 out of Nico! Disgusting now as he sets up on this point.
Licking your fingers after that one, that's a...
Rep going
going for a very deep route. I don't know if Steve-O's quite going to be expecting it. They are trying to look for it. Rep might be caught on the timing. Never mind, he actually gets behind Yin. He's trying to play trigger discipline now. He has no idea where he's at. Beautiful kill out of that. Strap finding 2. Wow, huge. Crown Crusaders dropping. Massive 2-piece. And the route coming in from Rep. Some beautiful timing. The stun actually perfect. But no! Crown Crusaders are able to get it. They're able to mitigate disaster. And they force the bracket reset.
And that right there is not just the first win in the series Crown Crusaders have had against Speedy White Men in the last 5 matchups, but it's also one of the most important series to win to finally level the playing field here in this best of 5 bracket reset. We're going on even terms now. Speedy White Men have one last shot, one last opportunity to see their way to a championship victory. But in the same token of gratitude, not only have Crusaders worked their arse off to get to this stage, but they now have 5 maps. 3 of those need to be wins, separating them from victory. It's almost imminent this round rather than the last.
Speedy White Men, they're so fast. They make Sonic look like he's standing still as they're trying to make the hit on in. Bomb does go down, though, off the miraculous Kobe from Noisy. That's just going to give full assault for the side of the Crown Crusaders.
The starts, I hope this would improve now. In addition of Marco, will actually be a good thing for them.
Well, let's see how it all pans out. P1 is online. Map 1 is ready to go. The Destro Gaming Showcase Grand Finals are here and ready. Folks, it comes down to this. When we all started, 8 teams stood, but now just 3 remain. Welcome into the Premier Circuit Destro Showcase. My name is Quinn, better known as Colorblind, joined with Connie and Connie. It's coming down to this right here. We're kicking things off with the lower finals. Talk to me, man. A lot has come up to this.
Absolutely, and we had a feeder event already in the North Carolina Bear Claw Major 3, where a large portion of the 3 teams on display for you today have competed even as well. Speedy White Men being in the grand final sets up quite an impressive series for us ahead. More or less, though, with Destro and with Crusaders, that really is the first match lined up for you.
On into this hill, Derek will find 1. Comes down to Pop with the long range.
Yeah, but Pop's nowhere near sight. Conwell lost at 1v1 on Bob. Oh my goodness, huge shots from Pop. And he's gonna go right for the reach out. That's Aura. It's going hard.
Yeah, SCP just continues to add insult to injury. And for Crown Crusaders, I mean, they can't even buy time on a hill. They can't even buy a kill. Hyde is going to send the shots into the body. And I mean, just...
They're trying to get in quick. They're trying to get in this A side and not leave it up to chance. Speedy White Men with the first engagement. Vilu continuing to fly out. He finds 2 by 3. Finding the 4th almost. My goodness, what has just happened? Mowed down 1 by 1. Single-handedly Vilu cutting down every player. They tried to go for a blitz. It didn't happen. Conwell actually getting that last kill, but Vilu, he has been a man who's been everything for this squad every single time where it matters. My goodness.
We call that a man-possessed Remy, and why wouldn't we?
Yeah, and they're kind of split right now as well. Conwell on the other side of the map and Syndicate on the offense. They're going to get the bomb down and put themselves into a great post-plant scenario. But as I say that, Careful got a wall bang. What the heck was that? I mean, we're at the end of the game and spotting
hard play.
Do we know that he's in this corner? It's not particularly going to matter. 1v2 now. Bomb goes down. Noisy. Gonna have to pull off some heroics. The turn and burn. Noisy. Oh my goodness. Crown Crusaders notched the point on the board. Yes, indeed. Man, the myth, the legend. Gonna find the round. That is nasty.
4 bullets to the chest, damaging at any range. Speedy White Men just having to jump off. I mean, listen, the weapon and range and timing of that kill just simply was not going to be
on in kind. Conwell will fall. That's a big kill for the side of SGP. Careful trying to get a very aggressive approach going in, but cannot get through Hyde, who's going to line all 3 up and bring him down. My goodness. Man, skeet shooting out here.
Careful missed the jump into top broken.
But we've come to an uncustomary stall here as everybody's just comfortable being
Black Ops
stalled.
6 is going to be out by the time someone makes a play. And I actually quite like this call. Just wait until somebody makes a move. And it's going to be Encourage who's going to be spotted out. And now immediately, Crown Crusaders are rolling on that after our stalemate. Hyde is the last player remaining. He does find 1. He's got to wait for support. And now it's going to be a cutoff at the half wall. Crown Crusaders are through, but hold on a second. Someone slipped the net. That's Derek. 27 HP. Can he stay alive? 6 respawns for Crown Crusaders, but they're still getting progress.
Still getting progress here. Careful is going to shut down Encourage, and just one after another, the Crown Crusaders are batting them out of the building. 5-4. Crown Crusaders, no respawns remaining, but they're getting all that time on the board. SGP is spawning so far away, they can't get into the hill, they can't touch. Crown Crusaders are going to keep themselves alive.
Crown Crusaders pop, trying his best, all down the Gravitism, finds one with the pistol. Can he stay alive? He's gonna have some time to break, Quinn.
41 seconds left on the board. It comes down to S&D 1v2 clutch, spotting the first out, getting shifty behind that diner. He's gonna pop the dead silence as well, but the stun's gonna come through and he's gonna have to hit the deck. They know exactly where he is, but he's found the wraparound. First kill on the board. Comes down to the 1v1. Derek versus Gravitism. Gravitism with the wraparound. Big plays here being made, but where is he? That is the question.
He didn't see him. He doesn't know. He's checked everything else though, so surely he knows where it is. Is it going to be another showdown? No! Gravitism gets the 1v1! Keeps Crusaders alive! We are watching a masterclass / entertaining as fuck. Hit the beeper, Quinn. As fuck. What a freaking round. Not that beeper. What a round, man. This
Have enough to make the play over towards the new hill. But that being said, Mansions has found the first kill, and if he can get this win off onto Millie, who sends some shots in, this could be big.
I don't believe it. 6 seconds,
my God.
maybe less than that.
Speedy White Men back on for the time. They have maybe just about done it. Mansions will get the kill to go, and the Speedy White Men find it on map number 4, bringing us to Invasion S&D.
Warfare, massive kill out of down Rahulio. Now it's Nico on this point, trying to stay alive, gets a 2-piece, huge out of him, continuing to line up these players, 2 more in his sights. You cannot kill Nico! 4 out of Nico! Disgusting now as he sets up on this point.
Licking your fingers after that one, that's a...
Rep going for a very deep route. I don't know if Steve-O's quite going to be expecting it. They are trying to look for it. Rep might be caught on the timing. Never mind, he actually gets behind Yin. He's trying to play trigger discipline now. He has no idea where he's at. Beautiful kill out of that. Strap finding 2. Wow, huge. Crown Crusaders dropping. Massive 2-piece. And the route coming in from Rep. Some beautiful timing. The stun actually perfect.
But no! Crown Crusaders are able to get it. They're able to mitigate disaster, and they force the bracket reset.
And that right there is not just the first win in the series Crown Crusaders have had against Speedy White Men in the last 5 matchups, but it's also one of the most important series to win to finally level the playing field here in this best of 5 bracket reset. We're going on even terms now. Speedy White Men have one last shot, one last opportunity to see their way to a championship victory. But in the same token of gratitude, not only have Crusaders worked their arse off to get to this stage, but they now have 5 maps. 3 of those need to be wins, separating them from victory. It's almost imminent this round rather than the last.
Speedy White Men, they're so fast, they make Sonic look like he's standing still as they're trying to make the hit on in. Bomb does go down, though, off the miraculous Kobe from Noisy. That's just going to give full assault for the side of the Crown Crusaders.
Starts, I hope this will improve now. In addition to Marco, will actually be a good thing for them.
Well, let's see how it all pans out. P1 is online. Map 1 is ready to go. The Destro Gaming Showcase Grand Finals are here and ready. Folks, it comes down to this. When we all started, 8 teams stood, but now just 3 remain. Welcome into the Premier Circuit Destro Showcase. My name is Quinn, better known as Colorblind, joined with Connie and Connie. It's coming down to this right here. We're kicking things off with the lower finals. Talk to me, man. A lot has come up to this.
Absolutely, and we had a feeder event already in the North Carolina Bear Claw Major 3, where a large portion of the 3 teams on display for you today have competed even as well. Speedy White Men being in the grand final sets up quite an impressive series for us ahead. More or less, though, with Destro and with Crusaders, that really is the first match lined up for you.
On into this hill, Derek will find one. Comes down to Pop with the long range.
Yeah, but Pop's nowhere near sight. Conwa lost at 1v1 on Bob. Oh my goodness, huge shots from Pop. And he's gonna go right for the reach out. That's Aura.
is going hard.
Yeah, SGP just continues to add insult to injury. And for Crown Crusaders, I mean, they can't even buy time on a hill. They can't even buy a kill. Hyde is going to send the shots into the body. And I mean, just...
They're trying to get in quick. They're trying to get in this A side and not leave it up to chance. Speedy one man with the first engagements. Vilu continuing to fry out. He finds 2 by 3. Finding the fourth almost. My goodness, what has just happened? Mowed down 1 by 1. Single-handedly Vilu cutting down every play. They tried to go for a blitz. It didn't happen. Conway actually getting that last kill, but Vilu, he has been a man who's been everything for this squad every single time where it matters. My goodness.
We call that a man-possessed, Remy. And why wouldn't we?
Yeah, and they're kind of split right now as well. Conway on the other side of the map and Syndicate on the offense. They're going to get the bomb down and put themselves into a great post-plant scenario. But as I say that, Careful got a wall bang. What the heck was that? I mean, we're at the end of the game and spotting
hard clear.
Do we know that he's in this corner? It's not particularly going to matter. 1v2 now. Bomb goes down, Noisy. Gonna have to pull off some heroics. The turn and burn, Noisy! Oh my goodness! Crown Crusaders notched the point on the board. The S&D man, the myth, the legend. It's gonna find the round. That is nasty.
4 bullets to the chest, damaging at any range. Speedy Whiteman just having to jump off. I mean, listen, the weapon and range and timing of that kill just simply was not going to be
on in kind. Conway will fall. That's a big kill for the side of SGP. Careful trying to get a very aggressive approach going in, but cannot get through Hyde, who's going to line all 3 up and bring him down. My goodness. Man, skeet shooting out here.
Careful missed the jump into top broken.
But we've come to an uncustomary stall here as everybody's just comfortable being
Black Ops
stalled.
6 is going to be out by the time someone makes a play, and I actually quite like this call. Just wait until somebody makes a move, and it's going to be Encourage who's going to be spotted out. And now immediately, Crown Crusaders are rolling on that after our stalemate. Hyde is the last player remaining. He does find one. He's got to wait for support, and now it's going to be a cutoff at the half wall. Crown Crusaders are through, but hold on a second. Someone slipped the net. That's Derek. 27 HP. Can he stay alive? 6 respawns for Crown Crusaders, but they're still getting progress.
Still getting progress here. Careful is going to shut down Encourage, and just one after another, the Crown Crusaders are batting them out of the building. 5-4. Crown Crusaders, no respawns remaining, but they're getting all that time on the board. SGP spawning so far away, they can't get into the hill. They can't touch. Crown Crusaders are going to keep themselves alive.
Crown Crusaders pop, trying his best. All down the Gravitism, finds one with the pistol. Can he stay alive? He's going to have some time to break, Quinn.
41 seconds left on the board. It comes down to S&D 1v2 clutch, spotting the first out, getting shifty behind that diner. He's gonna pop the dead silence as well, but the stun's gonna come through and he's gonna have to hit the deck. They know exactly where he is, but he's found the wraparound. First kill on the board. Comes down to the 1v1. Derek versus Gravitism. Gravitism with the wraparound. Big plays here being made, but where is he? That is the question.
He didn't see him. He doesn't know. He's checked everything else though, so surely he knows where it is. Is it going to be another showdown? No! Gravitism gets the 1v1! Keeps Crusaders alive! We are watching a masterclass / entertaining as fuck. Hit the beeper, Quinn. As fuck. What a freaking round. Not that beeper. What a round, man. This
Have enough to make the play over towards the new hill. But that being said, Mansions has found the first kill, and if he can get this win off onto Millie, who sends some shots in, this could be big.
I don't believe it. 6 seconds,
my God.
maybe less than that.
Speedy White Men back on for the time. They have maybe just about done it. Mansions will get the kill to go, and the Speedy White Men find it on map number 4, bringing us to Invasion S&D.
Warfare, massive kill out of Dan Rahulio. Now it's Nico on this point, trying to stay alive, gets a 2-piece, huge out of him, continuing to line up these players. 2 more in his sights. You cannot kill Nico. 4 out of Nico. Disgusting now as he sets up on this point.
Licking your fingers after that one. That's a
Rep going for a very deep route. I don't know if Steve-O's quite going to be expecting it. They are trying to look for it. Rep might be caught on the timing. Never mind, he actually gets behind Yin. He's trying to play trigger discipline now. He has no idea where he's at. Beautiful kill out of that. Strap finding 2. Wow, huge. Crown Crusaders dropping. Massive 2-piece. And the route coming in from Rep. Some beautiful timing. The stun actually perfect.
But no! Crown Crusaders are able to get it. They're able to mitigate disaster, and they force the bracket reset.
And that right there is not just the first win in the series Crown Crusaders have had against Speedy White Men in the last 5 matchups, but it's also one of the most important series to win to finally level the playing field here in this best of 5 bracket reset. We're going on even terms now. Speedy White Men have one last shot, one last opportunity to see their way to a championship victory. But in the same token of gratitude, not only have Crusaders worked their arse off to get to this stage, but they now have 5 maps. 3 of those need to be wins, separating them from victory. It's almost imminent this round rather than the last.
Speedy White Men, they're so fast, they make Sonic look like he's standing still as they're trying to make the hit on in. Bomb does go down, though, off the miraculous Kobe from Noisy. That's just going to give a full assault for the side of the Crown Crusaders.
The starts, I hope this would improve now. In addition to Marco, will actually be a good thing for them.
Well, let's see how it all pans out. P1 is online. Map 1 is ready to go. The Destro Gaming Showcase Grand Finals are here and ready. Folks, it comes down to this. When we all started, 8 teams stood, but now just 3 remain. Welcome into the Premier Circuit Destro Showcase. My name is Quinn, better known as Colorblind, joined with Connie and Connie. It's coming down to this right here. We're kicking things off with the lower finals. Talk to me, man. A lot has come up to this.
Absolutely, and we had a feeder event already in the North Carolina Bear Claw Major 3, where a large portion of the 3 teams on display for you today have competed even as well. Speedy White Men being in the grand final sets up quite an impressive series for us ahead. More or less, though, with Destro and with Crusaders, that really is the first match lined up for you.
On into this hill, Derek will find one. Comes down to Pop with the long range.
Yeah, but Pop's nowhere near sight. Conwell lost at 1v1 on Bob. Oh my goodness, huge shots from Pop. And he's gonna go right for the reach out. That's Aura.
It's going hard.
Yeah, SGP just continues to add insult to injury. And for Crown Crusaders, I mean, they can't even buy time on a hill. They can't even buy a kill. Hyde is going to send the shots into the body. And I mean, just...
They're trying to get in quick. They're trying to get in this A side and not leave it up to chance. Speedy White Men with the first engagements. Vilu continuing to fry out. He finds 2 by 3. Finding the 4th almost. My goodness, what has just happened? Mowed down 1 by 1. Single-handedly, Vilu cutting down every play. They tried to go for a blitz. It didn't happen. Conwell actually getting that last kill, but Vilu, he has been a man who's been everything for this squad every single time where it matters. My goodness.
We call that a man-possessed Remy, and why wouldn't we?
Yeah, and they're kind of split right now as well. Conwell on the other side of the map and Syndicate on the offense. They're going to get the bomb down and put themselves into a great post-plant scenario. But as I say that, Careful got a wall bang. What the heck was that? I mean, we're at the end of the game and spotting
hard clear.
Do we know that he's in this corner? It's not particularly going to matter. 1v2 now. Bomb goes down, Noisy. Gonna have to pull off some heroics. The turn and burn, Noisy! Crown Crusaders Showcase. And folks, again, it is playoffs. And how the playoffs are playing off here, Matt. Talk to me a little bit about what we've seen through this point.
Well, it's like you said, every undefeated team moves on to the semis of the winners bracket. And we've got a banger set up for you here. We just got to cast LO6 in a really dominant victory there over the side of Day by Day. They now have a little bit of a tougher test on the horizon here with Omid Academy.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a very good series. Let's not stall. Let's bounce into the maps here. And talk to me a little bit, meteorologist Matt. What's the forecast with a series like this?
Well, look, we've talked about it a little bit in the green room, but I think it's got a little bit of a fast start here, but got to be able to handle the slowdown towards the end, right? We start out double 6 stars, but then you hit into that invasion control, Karachi hardpoint, and an invasion S&D, all a little bit slower paced maps. So you want to try to not finish too early here, get one of those 6 stars under your belt, and kind of continue off onto the invasion control.
Start fast, settle down the stretch. And I mean, when you talk about these two teams, Legends of Six undefeated to this point. Omid Academy also undefeated to this point, coming off of 3-1 victories themselves as well, respectively. Legends of Six to Day by Day. Omid Academy coming off of their 3-1 over Log Gaming. I mean, both of these teams, they know how to start fast. They know how to settle down when it is needed. But the question becomes, who is going to win in a marathon?
No, absolutely. And I think between both of these teams, I mean, you could see either of them really making it all the way into that grand final spot. And I think both of these teams potentially poised to win that winter finals matchup, although being waiting in the wings, SGP and the Speedy White Men in our other winners semis. And we're going to keep you updated on that as we go through. But our marquee matchup here, Omit Brooklyn, it's like you said, they joined the league a little bit late, so they do have one loss, but technically not even the roster that was playing right now. So undefeated, and somebody's O has got to go. Gotta be honest with you though, Omit Brooklyn have looked dominant at times.
Yeah, I mean, this is basically the same roster that won the Ohio LAN with the game arena, and it was an absolute fire fest out of them. They absolutely dismantled every single team that stood in their way, but now Legends stands in their way, Legends of 6, and we talk about what we saw last series. It was the respawn dominance. They showed a lot of get back on the hard points. This is a team where you're really going to have to shove them away, and even then, they still might come back in. The question started to become, though, the S&D. A little bit slower to get going on that S&D, and they've literally, to this point, combining pool play with the playoffs, have only lost on the S&Ds. For the side of Omid Academy, they lost a control, but there might have been a little bit of hijinks going on. Sparks may not have picked up his controller, sources are saying. So we will see how the control does end up developing, but we're going back to invasion control. That'll be when our series starts to slow down, mellow out ever so slightly.
And give the fans a little bit of insight as to what Quinn was alluding to there. We got word from the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Cheetawunga himself, that Omid Academy tried to win a control without Sparks getting a kill, although did not go in their favor as they lost 3-0 in the control to Log Gaming. But that being their only map loss up until this point does bode well for them in every single game mode. And I think particularly when we look at that S&D, there's been a couple of S&D slip-ups from the side of this LO6 roster. It's got to be something that we look into, especially in that map 2 6-star and potentially a map 5 invasion if we go to it. But Omit Brooklyn has been dominant at every single facet of the game, but LO6, as you talked about, it's that resiliency, it's that bend don't break kind of mentality that they seem to take into every single map and mode and seemingly never can quite count them out.
I mean, in our last matchup with Legends of 6 and Day by Day, we marketed Day by Day as like the first team that Legends of 6 is really going to have to show up and show out to. We also did allude to the fact that Pool C, where they played out of, was a little bit less word for wear in terms of it being a little bit of a cakewalk. But again, they made it look like a cakewalk. And then they made Day by Day look like a cakewalk. Can they make Omid Academy look like a cakewalk? And that would be a crazy thing to do, because this is an absolutely loaded roster. Whether you look at these tournaments, whether you look at challengers, you have players like Ryan, Sparks, Mercules, and Kex loading in. It's going to be very, very hard to stand up. But again, Legends of 6, Legends in the name for a reason. Can they cement it here with a dominant win in any respect?
No, I mean, and I think it really comes down to, it's what we alluded to before. Somebody's O has got to go, and this is where we really find out what these two teams are made of. Kind of up until this point, Omit's faced a little bit tougher of the competition, but passed with flying colors, as well as LO6. It's like you said, you have to beat the teams how you're supposed to beat them, and absolutely in dominating fashion over everyone they have played up until this point as well. But both different challenges now on the plates for both of these teams, the main course, as you like to say. And I think heading into this one, I mean, whoever walks away, I personally would pick to get that first grand final spot.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you are one step away if you do go the distance there. Omid Academy have really positioned themselves, regardless of where you look at them, as that team that you have to look out for in any bracket. Obviously, loading and waiting in the wings. On the other side of our winners bracket is SGP Syndicate taking on Speedy White Men. We will keep you honest, keep you updated on how that series goes. An equally firecracker-riddled series that we are expecting to play out over on that side of things. But again, as you said, someone's O has got to go, and as we break our way through the winners bracket, we will see whose O's truly is going to stand the test of time. Will it be Omid Academy? Will it be Legends of 6? As we are about ready to bounce on into the action with 6-star Hardpoint coming up. And we talked about starting fast, Matt, obviously playing for the marathon, but maintaining that stamina. How do these two teams get it started?
Yeah, and I mean, we got word from production as well. Both of these teams may be firing off a little bit in the game chat at each other right now. A little bit of texting back and forth, and a little bit the mental jabs going on before the match, and really trying to set the tone for the series, but both of these teams oozing confidence, and as they should, like we said, as their records show. But something that was really interesting to me and what you kind of talked about with an 8-team bracket is we're going to get to see those O's disappear very, very quickly. 2 already undefeated matchups happening here in the winners semis, and as well, both the winners of the winners semis are going to be undefeated heading into that winners finals. So you're going to see one team, like you said, whose O can stand the test of all of these undefeated teams heading into grand finals. But you see the stinger going, and that means we are about to get right into the action. Winners semifinals. Omit Academy taking on LO6 for a chance at the winners finals tomorrow night. Long series ahead of us, but 6-star the venue for our map 1.
Yeah, and again, it's just about starting fast. It's about setting that tempo early, and they're trying to set the tempo in the game chat. The question is, who's going to set the tempo in terms of the gunny? Who's going to set the tempo in terms of the rotations? Who's going to get it going? 6-star hardpoint online P1. Ready to go. Let's kick into the action.
Going to be LO6 on the good side for P2, so more going to be about controlling the map, controlling the kills, and making sure you don't let too much time slip away, as Omid Academy are going to start to push the action on in. Kex gets us opened up with the first blood as Omid Academy 2 for 2 trades in the feed and starts to collect some of this early time. But Quinn, you always talk about it. We don't want to quite bet the house here on this P1.
Yeah, you really want to start the rotations over towards P2 early. That's exactly what Omid is trying to do, fighting through P1, but so far so good as Legends of 6 just continue to pick up the pain, and Geo has not missed a step, it seems. Omid Academy over towards the left side of the map once again, now trying a little bit of a different approach.
It's already the 4-0 start from Geo as Kex going to be able to find 1, but a team kill spread around in the mix. There will be a 3 and a 4 dead. Omid Academy will clean house on Old, but the quick spawns for LO6 towards P2 should do them dividends as Omid Academy tries to find a way, navigate a break on it.
Academy will collect that little bit of scrap that still remains, and now trying to play from the bottom and top side as well, trying to create some sort of opening here. Legends of 6 have the rotation to go, but a couple of key kills matriculate the way of Omid Academy. Still, Legends of 6 going to spawn in for the time. They're going to have to reignite in.
And you spawn them over towards that statue side hill, so LO6 with a little bit of a delayed break on in, but still, numbers accruing towards the backside of this hill, but you gotta get through the sights. Mercury's trying to work around the backside, but it's behind 2. Not quite into the hill for LO6, as it will be Omid Academy that cleans up the rest of those kills. Still holding down that P3 side of the map as well.
Yeah, Legends of 6 still spawning over towards P2 as well, but this gives so much time for Omid Academy. Just make the rotation over towards P3 and set up for new. Realistically speaking, Legends of 6 did not get the same value that they expected out of this P2 hill, and now Omid Academy, ball is definitely in their court. Legends of 6 are going to have to break this.
Yeah, they're starting the early rotation, you can see, with about 15 seconds left, avoiding the scrap there, and electing to hit all into the new site. The players starting to amount around this white side. It has to be the break for LO6 to avoid the lead change.
Look at where Sparks is positioned. Sparks could completely cut them off. Instead, it's going to be Mercules straight through mid, and Mercules putting on his Herculean effort right where we left him. Just continues to press the action over towards those P2 spawns as well. Legends of 6 getting put into the blender as Omid's going to take the lead.
Yeah, they take the lead and the map control on up. And now players from LO6 starting to accrue from all sides. Millie's going to be able to find the opening for this P3. And now LO6 can start to accrue some of this time in the back pocket. But you still have Mercules, as you mentioned, trying to lurk around the backside. Not really able to find anything. The reinforcement's going to fall. And now for the side of Omid Academy, one more break on in to try to fight this. A Millie 2-piece in the feed shuts that down, now 1 off the cruise.
The thing for Omid is they're not necessarily getting those spawns. It's a little bit split over towards the top right side, and you have to start the rotation down mid. Legends of 6 are going to be first in tow. Geo with the first kill to cement things over towards that side. Mercules will create a little bit of space, but ultimately it is going to be Legends of 6 with this rotation in the early time.
Be Darksiv onto the hill first. Sparks will get an opening kill to try to break on in. With Millie here around you, able to find 1, not going to be the second, but now the 3-piece in the feed lights it up for Omid Academy, and now you should be in for this P4.
All you have to do is hold from this point forward. Ryan trying to create a little bit of space down mid for Omid to have that extra little bit of breathing room, but now Millie coming from the top rope. You have to duck, you have to dive, you have to dodge when Millie is in. Ryan will get the refrag to go, but unfortunately his reinforcements are just going to be vanquished onto the site as Reaper and Geo now in for the time.
Just a jumbled up mixture there in the kill feed, but like you said, LO6 will come on top of it and will be able to find the time. Another 3 dead in the feed as you start to hit that quick hop, jump, and a skip right over to P1. And you can already see LO6 starting to maintain that map control, starting to do what they do in every single hard point and hitting that extra gear. It's going to be on Omen Academy to not only find this break into P1, but flip this map around for the P2 spot.
So far, so good in terms of the kills, as well as Legends of Six just having the free reign of this middle control. Continuing to press the issue up as Geo trying to get this cutoff kill over towards Mercules. Fortunately, he's only going to go for tags, but the re-wrap comes, and Geo with the Renetti is as unstoppable as Geo with the MCW. Omit has no clearance, and Legends of Six is in.
And Renetti does still the best gun in the game this late into the season as Darksiv uses it to his advantage. But it will be Geo still alive on this hill looking for the cruise. Gonna select that into the back pocket there as he's on the 6th streak. Kex the only one left in the hill to be able to do something, shut down immediately. And now for the side of LO6, they've lost out on the P2 spawns, but with this lead that they have started to build, Omen Academy surely now onto the back foot. 17 seconds left to scrap as the fights happen towards middle.
Darkside is trying to put the team on his back here a little bit. A best impression of Greg Jennings as he is going to secure potentially the opportunity for LO6 to fight on in, but unfortunately those spawns over towards P3 are not going to be enough to get the reinforcements on in time. Omid Academy will have this rotation unless Legends of Six is able to make the left foot, right foot express on in.
Ow, hit. Can Omen Academy find the kills? They're able to find 2 to open it up. Ryan's gonna find the 3rd, and now Geo, last man up, maybe the last man to fall, has to wait for these reinforcements to come on, and he's only able to take out 1, but it's the rest of Legends of Six that have started to push the issue now into the hill themselves. Keck still from around the backside, still looming here for Omen Academy, but Legends of Six, they have found the break. They are starting to find the kills, and like a demon, Darksiv appears out of nowhere. 2 kills now for the side of Omid, 3 kills now for the side of Omid as they try to find their way on it.
Reaper is still alive in the hill, but no longer. Legends of Six, though, will be very quick in tow. Millie trying to fly in, finds 1, finds 2, completely flips the hill. The side of Legends of Six again, and Darkside will be able to get the kill to solidify. Now Omit, though, still trying to attack over from P3 side, still trying to apply the pressure.
And forth we go over the Irish Sea as Omen Academy now starting to chase the game a little bit, but on the early rotation, able to lock in for this P3. You do see LO6 players starting to loom around from the mid, but it's a delayed push. Omen Academy will collect this early scrap time, trying to find the opening kills as well. But Millie here for the break.
Oh my god. Millie is just completely piecing. This man cannot be stopped. 16 and 15, but it feels like every kill he gets is so very important. But Omen Academy is equally finding some important kills. Sparks, though, the only player on this hill for the time being that can make anything happen, and he will eventually fall. Legends of Six, back and forth we go, but they're still trying to attack on into P3. Omit still holds.
Yeah, it's just this relentless pressure from LO6 continuously throwing bodies into the hill, but Omen Academy dealing with the pressure here so far so good. Still, 23 seconds left to accrue on this hill, and you can start to cut into this lead a little bit, Quinn, but the problem now being this quick rotation now across the map towards the side of P4 has been a lockdown for LO6 in the past.
That kill from Darkside is completely huge. That is so big because it completely cuts Omit's reinforcements over towards this P4 side, now forcing them to hit straight through main because there is no clearance on either side otherwise. Legends of Six will have the rotation to go, but hold on, wait a minute. Ryan with 1, Ryan with 2, Kex with the big from above, and Legends of Six are going to completely lose out on this rotation.
That's a perfectly used cruise missile there to be able to open up this hill, the 1, 2, 3 express into the hill, and now Mid Academy has started doing cruising this time, but not quite able to get onto the hill. His kills start to come through for the side of LO6.
It just feels like these breaks are inevitable out the side of LO6, so Mid Academy will have some brilliant plays, but just get shut down immediately right after. Darkside has to be stopped because it feels like every kill he get is so impactful.
Every influential kill seemingly made by the side of LO6, and still, Omen Academy is on this hill, but no really solidified pressure as finally you try to get players into the hill. A team name will take one out, and not where you run it to dry it up on the whiteboard whatsoever. You are able to lock down the rest of these kills, though. Reaper still here kicking, finds 1, finds 2, finds all 3! Reaper, a hero play for the scrap, and now locks down these quick rotations for P1.
Death is calling, and Omit's name is what it is saying. Now, with Legends of Six over towards this P1 side, this is really where they could get into that driver's seat. But unfortunately for them, Omid Academy will find that first kill. Mercules with the first on the board. Geo continuing to press the issue over towards the top side of the map, but unfortunately, all the action is going to be funneling in straight through main, and that's exactly where Omid is going to find their kills, find their wins.
Omit finding success through that main area. Now you're able to clean out house. LO6 starting to spawn out as well towards this white side. So you've got the P2 spawns in your favor, as well as you are making a huge dent now into this lead. it's going to be up to LO6. They have to find a break back on in, and they've got to find a way to put these spawns.
This is so good. Omit has the opportunity to completely throw this on its head, completely turn the tables, turn the tides on this map. Omit continuing to soak up the time. They're also got the rotation over towards this P2 side. This is not over by any stretch of the imagination, and Omit is set to take the lead for the first time on this map.
Oh, but look at where Millie and Dark are starting to hit this rotation around through the statue side and starting to get into your back plat. Now you have LO6 players starting to hit on a little bit of a pincer maneuver, but not quite able to find anything on in. LO6, you still have Millie around the backside of this, and this comes up a very weird chow out from the side of Omid Academy with these spawns.
They're going to get a couple of key kills. They're going to swing things their way. It's a Herculean effort once again out of Mercules. That's going to completely give the control to Omid Academy. Millie will find one, but not before he is dropped. Geo will as well. But it's the same thing in a different font. Omid Academy still have the opportunity to get on for the time, but Legends of Six have the spawns secured at least for the time.
Yeah, you have to break this from the front side as LO6. It's like you said, respawns quick in, but now it all starts to ensue. It's a 3-for-1 trade. A team kills around the Ryan, cleans up the last. Mercules onto the 5 streak, 1 off of the cruise as well. And now the lead change imminent. You're only 3 seconds off of it. We are going to be tied 194, 194. Omit still soaking up scrap, and now it's going to be an interesting fight over towards these rotations. You see Sparks around the backside able to be dealt with there, but still, Mercules, you talk about Hercules trying to break this open. This could win it for either of these teams right here on to P3.
Geo has to be a one-man band as P3 comes online, and Hercules is breathing down his neck, as is the rest of Omid Academy. For the time being, Legends of Six will have the time on the board, but now it just comes down to Darkside, who has to cook up some clean dishes in the kitchen. Will find one, will find two. The back turn as well, Hercules. Wow. Oh my goodness, Darkside, some way, somehow is gonna hold for Legends of Six.
You hold, you bend, you don't break, and now you're into this kill, but not enough time to win it for either of these teams as the cruise missile is invested as well. Omid Academy starts with the break, but Darkseid from around the back, able to find one, and now the re-aggression from Omid has to come through as Legends of Six, they have flipped these spawns out, they are starting to make their way over towards B4, and Darkseid continues to kick and scream and fight onto this hill.
Legends of Six with the lead once again and just full map control. They can completely sucker punch Omid Academy into submission at this point. For Omid Academy, they have to make the rotation down. First kill will go through, second will as well. Mercules will do the Lord's work, but now has to make the hold here and now. This is the last stand for Omid.
232 to 207. Omid, final stand here onto this P4. If they can make it work, they can win this game. It's going to be the slow play from LO6. They try to work these kills around these corners. You find one there, but it still has to be a break on it.
Here we go. Omid Academy has to make the hold here, and now they can't even soak up the time because they don't have the vestige for it. Legends of Six are just all around them, crawling around in the hill like ants as they do find themselves in for the time. Reinforcements have to come on in, though, because it's just Millie, now just Geo, all alone in the hill. Kex will do one, Kex will do two, and Omid are in at least for the time being.
They have to get actually into the hill, and that's going to be the cruise missile invested for this, as well as Kex continues to go on a tear from this statue heady, able to combine some kills to find their way into the hill and save Omid Academy. Now, not enough time for them to win it here on this hill. You still have to be worried about the re-break here for Legends of Six, but it looks like they're going to play now for this P1.
Legends of Six playing for the P1 is the right move here. Omid, they don't need any of this time over towards P4. Omid has to make the break on in, and here and now it has to come. Sparks with two. Might have just done it, but no, Millie swings right back, and Millie will rock him. Now just needs 7 seconds. This is the last hit for Omid.
Omid has to go over the top side. It's going to be a team kill spread around for LO6. Now, contested hill. Everybody goes plays. And then another huge nade that comes through. LO6, you're going to take out your own teammate. Now, 247 to 242. Big 1v1 on the hill. Going to be won by Omid Academy. But Millie right back in. Now might have won it. 250 to 243. And Millie makes the hero play for LO6.
Oh my goodness! Hero play times like 3. This man was absolutely frying, and it felt like there were a couple of plays there where he completely took over and brought it back the way of Legends of Six. For Omid, it's a 7-point differential from taking the first map, and they will lose one of their first maps that we have seen to this point. And it's a contentious one. Legends of Six coming out with the surprise.
And I mean, you talk about it, you just can't ever count LO6 out. And I mean, leading for a good portion of that game, but then Omit starts to creep back ever so slightly, starting to drag their way back into that map, starts to get to the last few hills, starts to get a little bit mixy, and then you talked about it, Millie. He might have gone 29 and 31. It doesn't look like a pretty KD, but he was always the guy that would throw his body in first. He didn't care if he got 0 kills or if he got 3 kills, as long as it allowed LO6 to be able to flood into that hill and for them to play off of his aggressive plays. Perfect from LO6 in map 1.
Legends of Six, I mean, they are not one of those teams that's just going to come out and shellac you, but they will absolutely hold on to the bitter end. They will win every grueler. This team has so much get back. It is incredible to watch. Now for the side of Omit, I mean, it is a close hard point, not going to sell the narrative by any stretch of the imagination. You are still very much in it, but you have to find a little bit of get back on your own. I mean, again, we're talking about a team here that has historically been very dominant, has historically had very little teams as well stand to tell the tale when they've gone against them. But now Legends of Six, looking a little legendary here.
Yeah, and I mean, we talked about LO6's respawn prowess, right? The only 2 maps that they have dropped being those 2 SNDs. Otherwise, absolute perfection of them in the controls and in the hard points. When the going got tough, they seemingly got going. And I mean, Quinn, especially down the stretch, and we talk about it, Omit Brooklyn was down for a majority of that map. It was very mixy throughout the first set of hills, but once we get into the second set of hills, particularly into that P2 and P3 area, is where LO6 kind of started to make their mark. With Omit Brooklyn able with that big comeback on in, just not quite able to push it over the edge. But now, as we head into this second map and this S&D, you talk about Legends of Six. How do they continue this, and how do they not let those S&D woes affect them against a very, very good S&D team in Omid Academy?
I mean, it just feels like it's going to be very tough, regardless of the fact that you take the hard point there, because we're going back to 6-star. We're going back to a very fast game flow. And that's exactly where Omid is going to thrive. Now, obviously, Legends of Six, they were playing with the forethought on the hard point to get those rotations, to get that lead early and keep the foot on the gas. Now for the S&D, it's figuring out how you can do the same. It's figuring out how you can win those head-to-heads down mid to go up a player, really center yourself in the early stretch of a round before you can completely take control down the rest of the scope.
And I mean, you talk about that early aggression, and we talked about how these 2 maps were going to allow for a lot of that between these 2 teams. But it's once we get to that invasion control, potentially once we get to that Karachi hardpoint, where we may see this series start to have a different story than the beginning. It all kind of comes down to this map too, Quinn, because either way you slice it, 7 points, 50 points, 100 points. If LO6 is able to come out and win this S&D, they are still up 2-0 regardless of how close these maps are.
Yeah, S&D, it is the thing that wins championships in between 2 teams like this. Omid Academy, Legends of Six, 1-0 has got to go, and you can bet your bottom dollar that the S&D is going to play a role some way, somehow. It's not going to be like day by day where you can get away with just taking the respawns. Omid Academy is going to bring it to you one way or another. So it does feel like for Legends of Six, this 6-star is, if anything, extra important to win, because it really does solidify them within the series. It really does say, hey, we've got the bed sheet over your head, Omid, and there's not a whole lot that you can do.
Yeah, I mean, I think coming into this one, we talk about those swing maps, those S&Ds, those controls, really into the mid-game of this series. You talked about it being an important map for LO6 to win, as well as for Omid Academy. If Omid Academy is able to win this one and get the momentum, get the win back in their cells, and take it really into that control where the slowdown of that map is going to play a little bit into their favor as well, coming off of an S&D, it's one of those maps that you feel like potentially could be a series winner, right? If Omid able to walk away with this one, get the momentum back, take it into that control, take their own series lead, or potentially on the flip side of the coin, if LO6 is able to just build that 2-0 lead, build right off of that, like you said, just keep the sheet over the head and really not allow any sort of success. But when you go back to it, a map one at a 7-point differential where both teams had a chance to win it coming down the stretch, we forget, I mean, without the hero play from Millie, I mean, there was no reinforcements for them there. He throws his life, makes the play, and wins it for the side of LO6. Coming down into these next few maps, I mean, you could be potentially seeing round 11s in the S&Ds, round 5s in the controls. If we get there, another maybe 10, 7-point differential in a Karachi hardpoint.
Yeah, again, that's why we play the best of fives. You can't really sell the full narrative, especially with a 7-point differential on the 6-star hardpoint. I mean, Legends of Six, they did do a lot that you look at and you say that is very impressive with the rotations, with the ability to just seamlessly break, but Omit stayed in the mix of it. Now the question becomes for Legends of Six, again, the get back on the S&D. Based on the last series, S&D has seemed to be a little bit of a struggle point once again, but if they can really bring this in and kind of reel in on 6-star, make that their domain, down the stretch here, it's just about slowing things down. That might even favor them ever so slightly because Omit is much faster paced. It is a team that likes to kind of take control of a map and move quickly. And evasion control might be where you can do that, but once you get to the Karachi hardpoint, that starts to become a little bit of slower pace gameplay where Legends of Six might be able to thrive.
Yeah, and I think the thing for LO6 too that's coming into this S&D is if they're able to win this S&D and really kind of get out really the only semblance that has really been a weakness for this team, if they can come out and have a dominant performance or just even a good performance against this Omit squad and kind of get the S&D woes out of their brain, I mean, we're looking at a completely different LO6 team, right?
Oh,
just
yeah.
continuously evolving and really almost evolving into what I would consider the #1 team in the bracket.
Oh, 100%. I mean, this is, again, arguably the match where you cement who you are within this bracket. Because if Omit wins, I mean, chances are SGP, Speedy White Men, they might be the upper deck team. If Legends of Six wins, not only do they cement themselves, but they cement themselves as a team that's not just 3-0 off of the easier pool that they might have had. They are a real contender within the mix of this. It is the optimum opportunity for them. And again, you don't want to go into that lower bracket. You don't want to have to make the losers run. We have seen some really nice stories develop from that. But at the end of the day, it's the easier route that you often want to take. Both of these teams very much have the narrative in their hands.
And two heavyweight fighters exchanging blows, but it is LO6 that's going to take that round one. 1-0 lead heading into this S&D and starting out on the defensive side. Map number 2 here in our winter semifinals.
I'm in the court of Omid Academy. Looks like Legends of Six playing very aggressive, sending all of those nades over towards the A side, but Omit very slow to pick that bomb up, very slow to get the approach on in towards this A side. It's going to give it a little bit of clearance.
Oh, and darts him. Beautiful first play. Able to take out one, but it's a quick 1-for-1 trade as Geo able to find the nade over the top. Will give LO6 the advantage in the round as Reaper cleans up another kill and leaves Kex alive across the map in a 1v3.
We talk about needing a fast start. Omit was so slow to get out of their own spawn, and it almost bit them because Legends of Six were just able to get all the power positions that they could possibly want in that spot. We're able to just completely play that perfect. Now for the side of Kex, again, bomb is down. 41 seconds left to work with here. They know roughly where you are. Just need to track you down, get that kill on the board. A Herculean effort needed. But this man, his name's not Mercules. Question becomes, with that first kill on the board, though, can he do it?
A little bit of time that he needs extra to, I think, make this play happen. But he's got to isolate one of these gunfights, and it's got to happen quick. Geo in this top goal position, but I'm not sure the Kex is going to be able to check this, and it's a perfect pop-up play from Geo. Able to win the round, and the 2v1 does go the way of LO6. You just continue that dominance that you have already been showing, but now you do it in the game mode that's been really your only slip-up till this point. And now with LO6 and the success that they're finding, that is not a good sign for the rest of this bracket.
Oh, not at all. This is the opportunity again for LO6. If they take this S&D, they have 100% cemented themselves within this bracket as arguably the top team. Now on the attacker side here, obviously first lead on S&D that we have seen today. Can they maintain that, and can they create a little bit of momentum?
We'll start off now with LO6, the switch of pace now as they do go on the offensive side, but already bomb dropped early into this round as Merc's going to be able to pick up 2. Able to pick up 3, doing it with the MCW, doing it with the util. Now for the ace, the jump, not going to be able to quite find it, but the cleanup kill will come through in Omid Academy. You need those big players to make those big time plays, and Merc giving a little bit of life to the side of Omid.
My goodness, the Mercules Masterclass. If you want to see it, you just got to watch Omid Academy play. What a round out of Omid to swing things back, to keep things contentious. And again, that's all that you can expect within this series. We are very likely in for potentially a round 11.
Yeah, I mean, it was a quick start out of LO6, and now for Omid Academy, it was all about bouncing back just as quick and making sure that you keep yourself in the mix, because this could be, like you said, a potentially long map 2 going into those later rounds, round 10, round 11. They're already early action towards the B side.
This is such a good readout. Legends of Six flushing all these players towards the top side of the map, and they are going to be here. They are going to be ready for Omid Academy, but the stuns are going to come through, and the nades are going to play a major factor here as Omid will find 2 key kills. Sparks from mid is going to find the additional Reaper, the last player standing. It's a masterclass once again out of Omid. But this time it's not a one-man band. It's a complete flawless round from the entire team.
No, that was a complete team effort from the side of Omid Academy, because you called it perfectly. LO6 took the gamble, and it paid off in full. Every single player over there towards the B site, but it's the util usage, those stuns and nades that get those early opening frags for the side of Omid, able to clean up the last 2 kills and do the damage needed. Now finding 2 rounds in a row and a little bit of wind in the sails as well as you get back onto that defensive side. Things looking good here for Omid. You know, meteorologist Matt, a little bit of the forecast here, sunny days for the side of Omid.
For the side of Legends of Six, they've got to find an attacker side round. It has to be sunny days for this round here and now. Gonna have that site clearance given, but Sparks is gonna find the first. Millie, though, will be able to respond in tow. Hercules might be able to throw this thing on its head. It is back and forth, a heavyweight fight as trades galore, and Reaper will be the last player standing. What a mixy affair, as he will fall and Omid is able to hold. Wow.
I mean, you talk about trading haymakers right there. It was 2 for 2 trades from each player. Millie from around the back. Mercury's able to find a couple in there as well. Both teams showing out, but it is Mercury's Hercules. 8-2 to his name right now, and it's 3 rounds in a row from the side of Omid, and it's continuous team plays right now. It's what you call not the one-man band from the side of Mercules necessarily, but it's what I talked about, getting an individual big-time player to make a big-time play to get you a little bit of momentum, kind of fire the guys up, and seemingly has done so here for the side of Omid Academy.
Now for Omid Academy, they're going to choose that B side, and Legends of Six is not necessarily going to be wise to it. Have 2 players down over towards A, 2 players mid, so it looks like they are going to have to fight their way back into this regardless of how you cut it. It's going to be a mixy mosh pit as the bomb going down over towards this B side, and this gives Omid the perfect opportunity to get the setup going.
Oh, but it's an early bomb plant, so it will flip pressure around onto LO6. Reaper from around the top side. You got to be able to find your way in, but you just drop right into the blender. But it's 1-for-1 trades that happen all around. This has been a mixy mosh pit, as you like to say. Next, able to take out Geo, and now leaves Darkseid into this 1v2. So not enough time and not a lot to information to work off of. Mercules cleans him up, and it is 4 straight rounds from this Omid squad, bouncing back in tenfold right now.
We talk about starting fast. LO6 did that in the first round, but it's about the sprint. It's about the marathon down the stretch, and Omid is winning. The little Sui jump as well is beautiful. But Omid is winning the marathon, and that is what it is. It's a best of 5. It's a marathon. You do want to come out with a little bit of firepower, but it might have been Omid, the team that didn't exhaust all of their firepower in the early.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like LO6, I mean, they really threw everything and the kitchen sink there in that map 1, and you can see it, Omid, they've got a lot left in the gas tank, but Reaper with the utility up over the top, able to open up this first blood onto Kex. Really already early damage in as Omid Academy. They're going to try to push this issue to kind of get this numbers game back into their favor.
Oh, this utility is so big for the side of Legends of Six as it gets them 2 key kills. Mercules and Ryan, the last 2 players standing. They're going to be able to just get Blender down mid Darkseid with one, Geo with the other. Legends of Six are awake and thriving at the controller once again in what would have been a dagger round if it had gone the other way.
And I mean, that's just the name of the game for LO6, right? And you can't ever count them out. You know, you talk about 2 heavyweight fighters, the chin on the side of LO6. And I mean, you just cannot knock these guys out of the play whatsoever. Always seemingly in the mix, always seemingly able to bring a map back regardless of the scoreline. And now you kind of come into a couple of very interesting swing rounds, right? Could be the dagger for Omid Academy to go up 5-2. Could be the round for LO6 to get themselves right back into it in a 1-round deficit.
I mean, that dagger round has to be lurking in the minds of Legends of Six, but they have to have the resilience of a tiger here, mind of a pigeon, memory as so. Tried to press the issue over towards the right side of the map, but unfortunately, Darkseid is not going to be wise to Mercules. We'll find that key kill. Might have been a distraction, though, as you see Omid completely flushed down towards this A side, and Legends of Six are not going to have any player personnel flushed over.
No, and it's going to be the early bomb plant. It's something that Omit has been taking advantage of on these offensive rounds early and often. So it will be LO6 that will have to kind of rotate on over. You got two players coming through the office side, and as well you have Reaper around these backstairs. But Mercury's going to be the first man up to deal with this pressure. Able to find one, does get traded out, but still 2v3 and not a lot of time left.
Yeah, for Legends of Six as well, completely spread out. Can try and set up the pincer, but Geo is going to drop. Reaper will as well, and that pincer, it gets completely eliminated. Omit Academy now on map point. And that feels like, again, just that dagger round that we were talking about. If they come out again swinging on the S&D, it is what wins championships when all is said and done. And what a momentum generator this map would be.
Absolutely, and kind of keeping them at bay, right? Not allowing LO6 to feel this way back into their map, never really able to let LO6 get their footing. Omid Academy, you talked about the dagger round, but now it's time to put the nail in the coffin, up 5-2 and looking to close the door. LO6 will be on the attacker side, and look at the guess game over from the side of Omid Academy. No one really able to press the A site, only players here from you.
Cut off play from Hercules, trying to send the shots in, has Ryan as backup as well, and now the nades being thrown at the wall, trying to make them stick, but unfortunately it's not going to get any damage done. Legends of Six will have the clearance to get this bomb down ever so slightly, but the second that Millie picks up, he's going to have to drive. Now, Legends of Six, 4v4 with Omid Academy for this round.
And it's an early offensive plant once again from both offensive sides, and Geo already finding that first blood just makes things that much harder for the side of Omid Academy. 28 seconds left to find a defuse. Can't find your way even into the site. Oh, the wraparound indeed. Cully's got two on the back.
Oh my goodness, completely gets shut down though! Oh. Legends of Six will stay in the mix some way, somehow. They have the forethought, they have the sixth sense kick in, and they shut down Omid's wraparound. Keep their hopes alive.
It was a perfect call from you as well, seeing those two players being able to hit around through the white side, trying to set up the pincer move, a little bit of a distraction through you, but it's like you said, all the wiser from the side of Darkseid, reads it like a book, shuts them both down, and now it's getting a little bit interesting. 5-3 curses start to come into play. You start to get that little bug in the back of your mind that LO6 could potentially find a way back into this series, but Omid Academy does have the chance to shut this down right here, right now.
Has to come through a defensive-sided round as well for the side of Legends of Six, and it doesn't look like they're going to be reading into this play at all. How the turns have tabled, as it's a complete reversal of what we've seen in the last round, where it's going to be the early bomb plant once again, this time from the side of Omid Academy. Legends of Six trying to develop the pincer, though.
And it just keeps beginning the guessing game wrong from the defensive side, but the first blood that comes through for LO6 could be influential here. Sparks from around this bottom side, not going to be able to find one either. And now you only have two players left alone to defend this site, and it's a lot of time left, and it's a lot of gunshots from Reaper. Only able to find one, but does enough damage for his team to clean it up. And all of a sudden, LO6, 2 rounds in a row, and that little thought in the back of your mind just continues to grow as LO6 inches closer and closer to that round 11.
They are a pesky, pesky bunch. They are not going to go away until you put the nail in the coffin. Omid Academy, yet to do that to this point, had the opportunity and kind of blew it early. So now, Legends of Six with the opportunity to bring us to that illustrious round 11 here. Have to do it through the attacker side, but we saw that last attacker side go really, really well.
It's just been a couple of bad guesses from both defensive sides, right? It's just been kind of free bomb plants, and all of a sudden, see a little bit of a reset here. So nothing like a good Modern Warfare 3 late season reset for you. It wouldn't be Call of Duty without one, and especially in the playoff time. But look, a little bit of a reset here. 5-4 our scoreline. Omid Brooklyn does have that lead. We're going to toss it to a quick break, and we're going to hop right back into the action between these two teams. Round number 10 coming up ever so slightly.
Into this hill, Derek will find one. Comes down to Pop with the long range.
Yeah, but Pop's nowhere near sight. Conwa lost at 1v1 on Bob. Oh my goodness, huge shots from Pop. And he's gonna go right for the reach out. That's Aura.
It's going hard.
Yeah, SGP just continues to add insult to injury. And for Crown Crusaders, I mean, they can't even buy time on a hill. They can't even buy a kill. Hyde is going to send the shots into the body. And I mean, just...
They're trying to get in quick. They're trying to get in this A side and not leave it up to chance. Speedy one man with the first engagements. Vilu continuing to fry out. He finds 2 by 3. Finding the 4th almost. My goodness, what has just happened? Mowed down 1 by 1. Single-handedly Vilu cutting down every play. They tried to go for a blitz. It didn't happen. Conwar actually getting that last kill, but Vilu, he has been a man who's been everything for this squad every single time where it matters. My goodness.
We call that a man-possessed, Remy, and why wouldn't we?
Yeah, and they're kind of split right now as well. Conwell on the other side of the map and Syndicate on the offense. They're going to get the bomb down and put themselves into a great post-plant scenario. But as I say that, Careful got a wall bang. What the heck was that? I mean, we're at the end of the game and spotting
hard clear.
Do we know that he's in this corner? It's not particularly going to matter. 1v2 now. Bomb goes down, Noisy. Gonna have to pull off some heroics to turn and burn, Noisy! Oh my goodness! Crown Crusaders notched the point on the board. The S&D man, the myth, the legend. Gonna find the round. That is nasty.
4 bullets to the chest, damaging at any range. Speedy Whiteman just having to jump off. I mean, listen, the weapon and range and timing of that kill just simply was not going to be
on in kind. Conwell will fall. That's a big kill for the side of SGP. Careful trying to get a very aggressive approach going in, but cannot get through Hyde, who's going to line all 3 up and bring him down. My goodness. Man, skeet shooting out here.
Careful missed the jump into top broken.
But we've come to an uncustomary stall here as everybody's just comfortable being
Black Ops
stalled.
6 is going to be out by the time someone makes a play, and I actually quite like this call. Just wait until somebody makes a move, and it's going to be Encourage who's going to be spotted out. And now immediately, Crown Crusaders are rolling on that after our standstill stalemate. Hyde is the last player remaining. He does find one. He's got to wait for support, and now it's going to be a cutoff at the half wall. Crown Crusaders are through, but hold on a second. Someone slipped the net. That's Derek, 27 HP. Can he stay alive? 6 respawns for Crown Crusaders, but they're still getting progress.
Still getting progress here. Careful is going to shut down Encourage, and just one after another, the Crown Crusaders are batting them out of the building. 5-4. Crown Crusaders, no respawns remaining, but they're getting all that time on the board. SGP spawning so far away, they can't get into the hill. They can't touch. Crown Crusaders are going to keep themselves alive.
Crown Crusaders pop, trying his best, all down the gravitas, finds one with the pistol. Can he stay alive? He's going to have some time to break, Quinn.
41 seconds left on the board. It comes down to S&D 1v2 clutch, spotting the first out, getting shifty behind that diner. He's gonna pop the dead silence as well, but the stun's gonna come through and he's gonna have to hit the deck. They know exactly where he is, but he's found the wraparound. First kill on the board comes down to the 1v1. Derek versus Gravitism. Gravitism with the wraparound. Big plays here being made, but where is he? That is the question.
He didn't see him. He doesn't know. He's checked everything else though, so surely he knows where it is. Is it going to be another showdown? No! Gravitism gets the 1v1! Keeps Crusaders alive! We are watching a masterclass / entertaining as fuck. Hit the beeper, Quinn. As fuck. What a freaking round. Not that beeper. What a round, man. This
have enough to make the play over towards the new hill. But that being said, Mansions has found the first kill, and if he can get this win off onto Millie, who sends some shots in, this could be big.
I don't believe it. 6 seconds,
my God.
maybe less than that.
Speedy White Men back on for the time. They have maybe just about done it. Mansions will get the kill to go, and the Speedy White Men find it on map number 4. Go everybody back on in round number 10. Looming here and now 5-4 favoring Omen Academy. But Matt, Legends of 6 starting to show a little bit of life down the stretch here.
Yeah, starting to put a few rounds together, starting to get themselves back into the mix. But how are both of these teams going to be handling the reset? We haven't really seen a reset here, at least in the Premier Circuit, in quite a long time, at least when you and I are casting. So a quick little reset here. Like you said, if you're just now joining us, Legends of 6, down right now, 4-5, Omen Academy. 1 round to be able to solidify this map 2 and get this series knotted up. LO6 is knocking on the door, and it looks like it's going to be LO6 with a lot of real estate over towards this A side.
A lot of their player personnel, Mid Academy is going to be wise to it though, and they're going to back up ever so slightly, and applying the pressure in the right moment is exactly the key to victory. Ryan with the first kill, the cutoff crosser as Darkside goes down. Mercules is going to press the action on in as well. It's going to be Millie out of the equation. Geo will fall, and now it just comes down to Reaper. The 1v3, not a whole lot of clearance. Mid Academy are going to find the round and find the map. And now you start to ask yourself, how much did that pause play in effect?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of momentum that LO6 had built there. It was a lot of quick hits. It was a lot of success. They had that real estate over towards the A site, but I think Omit may have set up a little bit of a trap for them. You saw they had one player towards the U side, able to kind of create that cross. One player towards that backside stairs, able to hit from the back as well. It was a good setup from Omit. They give up the A site for free, but then able to repounce on it, retake the site very, very quickly. But I do think you have to take into account how much did that reset really affect the side of LO6.
Yeah, because again, they were just flying on all cylinders, but Omit is able to recollect themselves, is able to recollect the mental, is able to finish the job that they had started so unbelievably well. And now we go past the 6 stars and we start to slow down a little bit. Omit, it feels like they have a clear win condition here and now. Obviously, the S&D, it started off very, very hot for them, looking very favorable and has been the woes for LO6 to this point. They can take one of these respawns and then find the invasion S&D in the final map. Might not even need that final map, but that final map looks very good for Omit.
Yeah, and I love that you mentioned that final map S&D because, Quinn, I don't believe that we are even going to make it there. I think whichever one of these two teams comes out on this invasion control, able to lock it in, will be able to do that and parlay it into that Karachi hardpoint. I think for me as well, from LO6, you talk about your win condition. For LO6, this is a really familiar position, right? They win the first map hardpoint, lose second map S&D, and then they win out the control and hardpoint to take all the respawns. But as you alluded to earlier in the broadcast, Quinn, this is not the same type of competition. This is Omid Academy. This is a very dangerous squad, and we've already seen them showcase that in the first hardpoint, only a 7-point differential. Now with the S&D success, trying to parlay that into an invasion control, I think this map is really going to swing the momentum too far into one of these teams' favors to be able to come back.
Yeah, and when you talk about the pendulum shift throughout the duration of the series thus far, I mean, you look at LO6, obviously they did win the first hardpoint, but it was very close, and both of the teams traded the lead at one point or another. For the S&D, I mean, Omit was in the driver's seat for the most part of it. Legends of Six started with the first round, but from that point forward, Omit Academy was able to hold on to the lead. Obviously, a last-second resurgence from LO6 was eventually shut down by them. So when you talk about how far the pendulum has been shifting back and forth, it has leaned slightly more towards Omit within this series thus far. Now, obviously, LO6 is that team that we have marketed and talked about as that team that just never seems to go away. You think you've done enough, and then they are just right back in. And how did that happen? So obviously, Omit going to want to make sure that they don't let that happen to them. But so far, it feels like this duration of the series has favored them ever so slightly.
And you talk about that resiliency out of the side of LO6. These are those positions that they love to be in. It almost seems like once they get cut a little bit, once they get hit, they start to come back, and they start to come back in tenfold. The going gets tough, they get going. And I think on an invasion control, it's like I said, Quinn, I think the momentum really is kind of up in the air right now. It was such a tight, close hard point in map 1. You have kind of the reset cheese as LO6 is starting to put the building blocks together of a comeback. I mean, you think about it there. If LO6 is able to find the first blood in turn instead, I mean, they start building off that quick aggression towards the A site. They find a couple of picks. All of a sudden, it goes to a 5-5 scoreline. We're just a couple of kills away from this being a 2-0 series, and I just think that's why everything relies on this invasion control. I think the series is really to be fought for in these next 5 rounds, potentially, of control.
Yeah, and when we cast invasion control, Matt, for those who at home have gotten accustomed to your typical defensive rounds with invasion control, throw all the expectations out the window, please. I'm telling you right now, when me and Matt hop in the booth and we get an invasion control, things start to get spicy. Things start to get interesting, so stay on the edge of your seat. We promise you, This rocky ride is only going to get rockier between these two teams. Invasion Control coming up next. And between these two teams, I mean, it is as neck and neck as it gets. Just a simple few points separating them on either which map. And again, feels like this Invasion Control has the potential to be that fork in the road where one of these teams, at the very least, claims role of the driver's seat.
Yeah, and you really shift the momentum back into your favor. And coming out into Invasion Control, I mean, you talked about it. If you've got anxiety medication, you might want to go ahead and take that, okay? We've seen 5 offensive round in a rows to 4v17s to 1v3 clutches. Everything that you can imagine on this map, it's seemingly we have seen, and yet we keep getting new things this late into the season on a map that, I'm going to be honest, when we first started playing it, and especially through the midway point of the year, it was one of my least favorite maps, but for some reason, it's like you said, when you and I hop into the booth, this map just seemingly gives us things that we have not seen before. And I think for both of these teams in a series that this close, you could be potentially heading there. You talked about the slim margins, 7 seconds in the hard point, 2 rounds in the S&D. That is all that separates these two teams as well in a 1-to-1 map count. Everything's still to be fought for here in this Invasion Control. And as these teams are getting set up, you could tell a little bit, nervous here, trying to take their time, trying to go over the strats. I think both of these teams know how influential and how important this next map is to the outcome of the series.
I mean, based on how the delay during the hard point went, I'm wondering if it's nerves or I'm wondering if they're just at this point kind of contentious and exchanging a few words maybe in the chat. Of course, our production staff is wise to that information, but nonetheless, Invasion Control will be on the docket here. And I mean, as we're getting these two teams ready to kick off, ready to go, Legends of Six Omid Academy, it is giving us all the fireworks that we marketed it as. Again, these two teams completely undefeated to this very point. One of them punches their tickets to the winners finals with a matchup against Speedy White Men or SGP Syndicate. We will keep you updated on how that is going on the other side of our winners column. But we are ready, locked, loaded. As Invasion Control is up next, the players have stopped exchanging their words, and we are going to see some guns and bullets exchanged.
It's a moment we've all been waiting for. And it does look like we are still going to have to wait a little bit. So
Gio, where are you at?
Look, somewhere ruining my professional career. But look, we're not going to call it right here. We're going to send it to a quick break. We don't want to talk your ear off. Like we said, Invasion Control on the docket. Get your anxiety medication, get some snacks, stay hydrated, and get some water. We'll be right back with our winners, semis action. Don't go anywhere.
Into this hill, Derek will find one. Comes down to Pop with the long range.
Yeah, but Pop's nowhere near sight. Conwell lost it 1v1 on Bob. Oh my goodness, huge shots from Pop. And he's gonna go right for the reach out. That's Aura. It's going hard.
Yeah, SCP just continues to add insult to injury. And for Crown Crusaders, I mean, they can't even buy time on a hill. They can't even buy a kill. Hyde is going to send the shots into the body. And I mean, just...
They're trying to get in quick. They're trying to get in this A side and not leave it up to chance. Speedy One Man with the first engagement. Vilu continuing to fly out. He finds 2 by 3. Finding the 4th almost. My goodness, what has just happened? Mowed down 1 by 1. Single-handedly, Vilu cutting down every player. They tried to go for a blitz. It didn't happen. Conwell actually getting that last kill, but Vilu.
Again, hope you have your anxiety meds. Hope you have your popcorn and drinks as well to weigh them down. Invasion Control, Legends of Six, Omid Academy. This time, Geo is spawned in. Legends of Six, Omid, ready to go. On the attacker side, LO6 is.
And they're looking to force the issue up quick, and a couple of explosions going to take out either which team's player as its first blood's traded out, but it's going to be the 3-for-1 for Omid that will shut the pressure down as they collect the last kill. They push everyone from LO6 back, and the name of the game on Invasion starts to ensue as now we tennis ball flip over towards the B side.
If the A side don't work, you try the B side. If the B side don't work, you try the A side. And one of them will hopefully eventually work for LO6. Trying to gain some map control over towards top rubble here. A couple of key kills matriculating their way in the feed, but you still do have to deal with Kex and Mercules. We're alongside trying to provide the pressure. LO6 is on for the time, though.
Yeah, they're on for the time, at least for the moment. It's going to be that first tick accrued into the back pocket. You are down about 3 lives, but starting to work ever so slightly, but Omid Academy will start to work their way down towards this B site as well. Second stick starting to be worked on now. The reinforcements coming through for both of these teams, and now the hits. 1-for-1 trades on either which side as Omid Academy now tries to shut this down in a mixy B site hit.
Yeah, Legends of Six really getting pushed up against the wall and just beaten into submission from the side of Omid Academy. A single tick of progress being gained. Now Legends of Six trying to reignite their way on into the hill. A couple of key kills once again going their ways. Darkside buddy hopping his way like we're in some CS Source out here. Omid Academy now is going to have to find their way back into the hill, and this 3-stack starting to develop for Legends of Six will be further solidified.
Oh, but Sparks could have the hero play, but does get shut down. Not enough health, not enough bullets, and it will be LO6 onto this B site. Kex still here to fight it a little bit, but he's not going to sell his soul for it. It should be the extra minute on the clock. Still down 3 lives, but you do have Millie starting to kick around in the opposite spawn, but 2 kills do come through and push that pressure right back where it came from.
Yeah, good looks out of Millie, but unfortunately not going to be able to rock much further there. Here we go. Legends of Six spawning right back on in, trying to hit their way through the top rebel, create a little bit of space in this top map, and then hit it straight down main, trying to create that space. And you do have Reaper still waiting in the Lings over towards his spawn side. It can cause a little bit of mayhem, but that's not going to work unless they can stay alive. Omid Academy with 3 clean dead in the feed. It's going to reset Legends of Six once again.
Legends of Six will find a couple of kills, but immediately traded right back into their face. And now you see it, 9 playing 15 here, Quinn. Make it 8 playing 15. You don't have a lot of pressure or towards the map, as well as you look at that tick, tick, tick as the clock just ticks away from you. Omid Academy starting to solidify themselves very much so on this map as LO6, the lives are dwindling, the time is as well. And there's not a lot of opportunity for a push.
Yeah, realistically speaking, I mean, their last push might be dwindling away down mid as we speak. Mercules with 2 on the board sends Legends of Six packing right back to their own spawn, where Omid is going to try and lay Vestige as well. Cut off crosser plays from Kex will continue to solidify, and Legends of Six will lose out on the first attacker side round. So Omid Academy come out with some fireworks.
Yeah, and a very stock and dry round from both of these teams. Kex does get that cruise missile to end it off, as this will end off on lives. But Omid Academy right there, Quinn, 15 playing 9, ends up being 14 playing 0. They go on a 9-1 team streak to end that out. Kex gets a cruise missile as well. You only allow the B site, no success towards the A site. I think the most success that LO6 was able to find towards the A site was that opening break.
Yeah, no. But now, ball on the court of the side of Omid Academy here, and we talk about, hey, where is this team going to find their opening? This could very well be it. An attacker side round on Control can completely flip a series on its head, especially when it's 1-1, and especially as contentious this one has been. You send 2 players over towards A, you send 2 players over towards B. Omid already working on the information overload, but at least over towards that A side, it will be shut down by Reaper and co.
Yeah, now the B site shut down by Millie, so every semblance of success that you had has absolutely been thrown to the wayside. Not even a single tick able to be garnered, as well as now your last player is pushed up, has been dealt with. You do have an opportunity over towards this A Street side, but Omid Academy going to elect to come back through the mid area to try to regroup as a team.
Yeah, Omid's just trying to find some sort of semblance of clearance, and it looks like it's developing over towards that A side, but unfortunately, personnel going to dwindle. Kex will be the only player that can really contest in the showers, and as you see, number 4 on the minimap, that is Geo taking him down. Now Omid Academy once again trying to scramble, trying to find an opening onto one of these sites. Looks like B will be the next hit. First kill will come through, but reinforcements coming in.
Yeah, the reinforcements coming in terms of Geo right here. He's got the nade on in, and he absolutely does good. The U-Haul from Geo, once again proving true. Able to find a kill there. No one really on the B site yet. The players all around here. As Mercules into the dark area. Gonna try to chow out here. Try to play his life. Wait for the reinforcements to come through. Now out with a quickness, but Geo with the better aim. Able to shut both down. Now Geo on his own cruise missile. Able to secure that into the back pocket. And all of a sudden, what was 3 ticks in the first round from LO6, it didn't look great. But if you're on the side of Omid Academy, there's no success on either site for you right now.
Geo is just coming alive as well. Initially was 3 and 10, ends that life 11 and 10. But now Omid has a little bit of new life being granted their way, 20 playing 11, so obviously a 9 life differential at this stage of the round. Not very favorable, but once again, giving a little bit of a new vestige here over towards this B side, and LO6 a little slow to attack.
Yeah, and remember the name of the game here. They just want to be able to get this B site solidified and tie it up on ticks. However, though, cruise missile being invested here. Trophy systems are down. But here comes Million Dart, able to fly back on in, but not quite able to stop the B site from being garnered. So it will be the full 3 ticks off the B site for Omid Academy. You're playing a 16v8 here, though, only with a minute remaining. So it should be LO6 that has a chokehold here on this round. But a couple of key kills go the way of Omit, and things start to change.
Realistically speaking, Omit's only going to have one hit into this hill, so they have to make good on these first couple of kills. Geo will take one, will take two, and that might just about be enough. There's no respawns remaining for the side of Omit Academy, so if they want to make this work, would have to be a historic effort. We'll be finding one. That is Millie taking down Mercules, and now the life support starting to dwindle for Omit in their attacker side round. That being said, they have definitely done enough to tie up on ticks.
Not enough to tie up on ticks will come down to the kills, and I think Omit Academy kind of more the wiser to that, just playing out in these positions, just trying to play their life, force out some chows. Tags onto Millie though, not going to be good as he does get taken down by Darksev. Now Sparks trying to find the chow out as well, only good for one. Kex, the last man up, has snuck his way onto the hill. And now here's where things get interesting. I was going to say, he's able to keep himself alive and maybe secure one tick. Could be a huge win for Omit Academy, but shut down as soon as it starts. And two very stock rounds here from both teams. So Quinn, not the normal invasion fireworks that you and I have been accustomed to seeing with each other. More of a stock round, but could allow for Sparks to fly here coming up into the later half of this control.
Yeah, figuratively, literally, you look towards Omit Academy to get a little bit more active potentially down the stretch here. But again, Legends of Six are doing a great job at keeping things within their means. Once again, these two teams exchanging blows like they are heavyweight fighters in the ring. And so far, I mean, both of them equal blows back and forth, equal ticks on this map. Now Legends of Six, once again, a little uncustomary, trying to make the hit over towards A. This time, might have the potential to work unless Omit has the shutdown play. Geo keeping things alive, but you still have to deal with the players wrapping around from behind. Now it's going to get shut down.
Yeah, and things get a little bit mixy for a second for the side of Omit Academy, but they're able to find their power positions and are able to start finding themselves in the kill feed once again. Mercury's going to force the action on up, but Reaper will be there to reap that aggressive play. But still, for Legends of Six, you don't really have any solidified push towards either of these sites. A little bit of pressure, though, starting to accrue over to this A street.
So far, so good for the side of Omit. They are holding every step of the way, but Legends of Six will find the opening here. Trophy systems will go down as well, so hold on. Wait a minute. This might be the opening that they so desperately need. Sparks has to go big. He will do exactly that. A one-man band fighting on through and shutting things down, keeping things for Omit looking pretty.
Yeah, and he's also on the 4 streak right now, so a couple of kills off the cruise missile could be huge, but will get taken down by Millie as well. Millie gonna try to overchow here, tries to find the last kill on in. Can't quite find the tags, but LO6, they've started to hit this pressure now towards the B side, kind of keeping Omit Academy guessing on the defensive side.
Yeah, the information overload strategy, once again, the best one to deploy here, but still not enough clearance for Legends of Six to actually start soaking up this time, especially with Mercules playing from above. First kill on the board, knows that this player, he can see his toes on this hill, and he's just trying to shoot them down. Omit Academy still have enough pressure here. They're going to get the kills to justify as well, sends Legends of Six right back to their barracks.
Yeah, now this is huge, right? Only one tick of progress really accrued here for LO6, and they are all trapped deep back in their spawn, and it's continuous. Blue into the kill feed, and that is no way out, nowhere to run. LO6, they are only going to get one tick on this offensive round. So
hold on.
Academy now into the driver's seat, and now with a chance to fully secure that last defensive round.
So good out of Omit Academy. Everything going their way in that round to a T. No real room for LO6. So now for Omit Academy, they really have the opportunity, Matt, to put the dagger in, either through the means of an attacker side round or an attacker side round that goes enough to secure them the defensive sided round moving into round number 5 here. And again, we talk about both of these teams trying to cement themselves. Omit going back to back on maps could be the way to do it.
No, absolutely. And you talked about the momentum gained as well from both of these teams. We talked about how influential this map 3 could be. You know, Omit Academy's continued that momentum from the S&Ds, kind of parlayed it here into control. LO6 still has a chance here. If they allow 0 ticks, could find themselves on that defensive side.
LO6, I mean, they are coming out all guns a-blazing, trying to shut down this B hit now as well. Still have to deal with Mercules on the point, but Geo will do exactly that with the Kobe and the cementation with the MCW. Name a more deadly duo than Geo and the MCW. I promise you, you can't.
No, absolutely not, but you do get a couple of kills back from the side of Omit Academy. They deal with that push from LO6 and now start to garner time onto the B site. Second tick starting to be accrued, as well as you have LO6 players starting to kind of come through really deep out. Gonna have to force the issue early. Nades over from the top, able to be good for 1, 2-for-1 trade ensues, and now LO6 starts to push the issue, flies on into the hill, and shuts that pressure down. Beautiful play, but now Omit Academy starting to force the issue down to the A street.
Man, I'm no technologist, but I think Omit might have just done enough there to secure the defensive sided round heading into this. Realistically speaking, I mean, they have got those first 2 ticks on the board off of the back of Legends of Six's very quiet and dormant attacker side round that we just saw. Now Omit still trying to press the issue, still trying to make some waves over towards this A side, but they have set themselves up for success.
Absolutely, you're onto the A side. You could hit the nail in the coffin right now if you're able to win this. Omid Academy trying to find a way here. Now with the A side starting to be worked on, that's the first tick, and now you have pressure from LO6 starting to amount. But can they play it to find the kills? Mercury's on the hill by himself, not going to be able to live. But still, it's like you said, Omid Academy has secured that defensive round for round 5. This is about ending it right here and right now.
They want to add that cementation. They want to carry all the momentum that they possibly can, and this is the way to do it. 17 playing 15, so Legends of Six still technically have the life advantage and are continuing to add that insult to injury. For Omid Academy, they got a tick of progress over towards that A side. Makes the job a little bit easier if they can find their way out of their own spawns, which is easier said than done when Reaper starts frying.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like you said, Omit has done the damage that they needed to do, right? It's that last defensive round that they wanted. This is about ending it right here. You're 17 playing 11 right now, so not exactly in the driver's seat in terms of lives. But now Gio with the wrap finds one. Not going to find the second here. Good from Omit Academy to read into it. But still, not a lot of time and not a lot of lives to make this play happen.
Yeah, and for Legends of Six, it's just about holding on to this round. It's just about trying to cement yourself, and it's just about trying to create some momentum heading into the next round of this map. Omid Academy, those reinforcements are going to dwindle. Realistically speaking, one last hit.
Yeah, one last hit, 50 seconds left on the clock, and like you said, I mean, respawns are pretty much dwindled away. You cannot afford to have any deaths towards this side. Opening kill from Ryan's good on to Gio. Now, Millie from around this side, pressure will be able to find one, not going to be able to find the second, but Reaper and Dark will be able to clean up the rest of the kills, and now with Omit, with only 3 lives remaining, would have to have an absolutely hero play to be able to find their way onto the A side.
There's a little bit of area being cleared up. Nope, never mind. Millie will find that kill over towards the bottom side of the map. Last player standing is Mercules. He will soon be dealt his cards as well. Legends of Six won the round, but Omid Academy have set themselves up to win the battle, win the war here down the stretch as well, as this again feels like the fork in the road. It feels like the team that takes this map has just set themselves up for success within the rest of our series.
And I mean, even going back to the first 2 maps, though, that we've got to cast between these 2 teams, Quinn, 7-second differential on the hard point, 2-round differential into that S&D, and now heading to a round 5 in control. I mean, these 2 teams seemingly evenly matched throughout this, but I do agree with you that it's Omid Academy that seems to be garnering all of this momentum, using the slowdown to the advantage. And you and I talked about it not finishing too early here in this series. Omid Academy showing off the gas tank right now.
Yeah, and it's just about playing it custom at this point. For the side of Legends of Six, they have to make magic happen here and now. It's all going to start over towards this B side, but still, Omid Academy is going to press the issue on him. Hercules will soon be the last player standing for the side of Omid. As, hold on, wait a minute. Legends of Six coming out with the fireworks, and then you have Darkside over towards this A side, and it forces Omid to make a choice here and now.
Oh, pulling out all the stops, pulling out all the trick plays. The information overload is in, and that's going to be the cruise missile invested here as well. So you're going to at least get that first tick of progress over at the A side. B side almost already done and dusted in the meantime. Contested hill for now as Dark will drop, but it's the B side that should be done and dusted, and it's that A side that you've already garnered a tick off of. But wait, Omid, we're with the pressure, able to find one, but not really able to find any much more than that. So for the moment here, Quinn, LO6 with a great opening break. 2 minutes on the clock and 2 life advantage.
It's not over until it is over. In 23 playing 21, this is still very winnable for LO6. They just have to turn their attention over towards this A side, find the opening. Mid Academy is just about getting that good setup going, but hold on. Millie with the first kill completely cuts down that top reinforcement, forces Momit to play from the bottom side of this map, gives them all that Overwatch taken away. Kex trying to create a little bit of separation, a little bit of room to work with here. It's going to force Legends of Six to reconsider their approach.
Yeah, but Millie's still kicking around in your spawn, and that's going to turn heads and turn barrels until you get
Oh my god!
Now onto the 5 spree, one off of the cruise missile himself. There's a couple of players around this hill, but Omid Academy is going to have to make do on these quick respawns. Millie has still been able to sneak his way around in the back. He's been able to find every single kill. It's the cruise missile now for Millie as well.
Mid Academy, you have to be very careful with these spawns as well. Spawning now behind Legends of Six, so Legends of Six have to go. They have to go now. They have to make this their approach into this A side. Otherwise, Omit is going to have the opportunity to recombat them. Darkside will find his way in, but the trophy system is going to take him immediately out. It's a trophy system from the gods above. It's going to be enough for Omit to hold on for the time.
Yeah, but you continue to look at the lives, 15 playing 13. There's still a minute left on the clock, so LO6 able to take advantage of that vacant B street, start to make their way up the map. But Mercules has made his way over here to at least get some of the information now onto some of these players. Now seeing one slide through mid, but now the push from LO6 starts to ensue. There's the first opening kill.
This is the opportunity again for LO6 to make another hit on in. They just have to get a couple of key kills to swing their way. Geo, another Ryan opens potential for it, but no, Ryan from the grocery store is just going to completely chop things down every step of the way. Legends of Six will fall once again. It staggers their spawns, it staggers the approach on in, and now they can just file in from behind and completely wipe them off.
Omit has bent, they have bent but not break, but now 2 key kills into the feed. You know that one player is sitting on the hill. Now you're starting to find plays around the backside of LO6 starting to make their way on in. The shots on the Kex are good. Millie, he's not into this hill. You only need one more kill. There's no respawns remaining for the side of Omid Academy. You have to go, and you have to go now.
Pandemonium is starting to take place on Invasion Control. Legends of Six are on for the time, and what a historic way it would be to do this. No lives remaining, no respawns remaining for the side of Omid Academy. Sparks taken out of the play. This is the last vestige, and Legends of Six are going to come out on top with an attacker side round on Control.
The Hail Mary has been caught. The trick plays working for LO6, and they are able to walk away with the control that, I'm going to be honest with you, they had no business winning. And you talked about it, Quinn, when you and I get together on some Invasion Control. You better be ready for those fireworks. Last round heroics from the side of LO6. All of the momentum that was with Omid Academy seemingly slips out of the window now. LO6 are still undefeated on every respawn game mode, and now heading into a Karachi hardpoint. I'll tell you what, meteorologist Matt does not predict sunny and clear skies for the side of Omid Brooklyn.
And for the side of Omid Brooklyn, I mean, they are looking in the mirror, and they have to be reading that the objects in the mirror are closer than they appear at all times. Legends of Six bend, but do not break. It is a margin, the thinnest of margins, that they are winning these maps. 250 to 243 on the hard point, 3-2 on the Control. And now for Karachi hardpoint, the opening presents itself for them to bring the dagger.
I mean, if LO6 is able to come out and win this Karachi hardpoint, I mean, it's the same story in a different font here, Quinn. It's LO6 winning every respawn. Hey, they drop an S&D, but what does it matter when you're winning every series 3-0, 3-1? And in a Karachi hardpoint, you talked about it, it was the slowdown of this map compared to a 6-star. Those are fast, quick rotations, only 4 hills on that map. Karachi, it's a lot more methodical. It's a lot more tactical of a hardpoint map, a lot more rotational heavy, a lot more making sure that you bank on those money hills, your P3s, your P5s. And I think this is poised for LO6 to put the nail in the coffin right here. I told you, Quinn, I made the prediction whoever won the Control was going to win the hard point. And now with LO6 continuously staying unbeaten in the respawn game mode, I see no reason to think differently heading into this hardpoint.
Meteorologist Matt has not been wrong yet. Karachi hardpoint now on the docket, and with Legends of Six having their first opportunity to cement themselves, push themselves in to the winners finals with a date versus either SGP Syndicate or the Speedy White Men. That's playing out right now as we speak, and this has been a series of fireworks. We are not even done yet, though. Again, Karachi hardpoint, as we have hit an additional fork in the road. Either Legends of Six will submit themselves as that team, as that dog, or Omit finds their opening. Omit finds the opportunity to take it to an Invasion S&D, where, hey, Legends of Six, S&D has been a little shaky, and you know, Matt, typically speaking, S&D does win championships.
Yeah, but you got to be able to get to that S&D to be able to win that
Bingo.
S&D and get your championship, right? And it's been the respawn game modes that have just been perfection, right? From LO6 yet to drop one here through pool play, here through bracket play, continuously being on top of the respawns. And I think it's all what it comes down to, right? I made the prediction that if LO6 was able to win that control and able to continue that respawn prowess, that they would carry that into the hard point. But now it's do or die time for Omit, right? If they win this next map, you have to feel the momentum with them heading into the S&D struggles that we've seen from LO6, like you said, to be able to place to win. But can they get there? Can they get past Karachi Hardpoint? Can they take down the Respawn Kings here in the tournament?
Man, I mean, you and I were both there for the Ohio land to watch Omid Academy just completely run through the entire bracket, just obscene scenes. So to see a team stand tall, stand up to them, and stand in this way is just a ridiculous sight to see. Again, 3 of these 4 players on this roster won that LAN, and all of these players formidable foes to go against, and not many have lived to tell the tale when all is said and done. Legends of Six, though, might be the opportunity ahead of them to cement themselves once again as legends. Karachi Hardpoint, again, that win condition, it clearly presents itself. But that being said, we have to remember the 6-star Hardpoint was a margin of just 7 points. So it's not over quite yet by any stretch of the imagination. Legends of Six is still going to have to bring out all the stops, and Omid Academy still breathing down their necks, very much so.
Yeah, and the thing that I just keep coming back to, Quinn, and something that I don't think we've alluded to since the first couple of maps, is that resiliency factor, the mental factor from LO6. It doesn't matter what situation they are in, Quinn, seemingly always able to pull something out of the fire. Things start getting mixy towards the end of that map 1. Omit Brooklyn starts to gain the momentum, starts to get the comeback. Millie has the hero play, shuts everything down in its tracks. Even going into that S&D, Quinn, I mean, it was 5-2 at one point. LO6 starts to put a few rounds together. There's a little bit of a cheesy reset, kind of throws their game off, but we don't know what they could have done in that, given if we had just kept going. And then even into the control, they're down 2-2, no success on the offense whatsoever to be had, and then all of a sudden, seemingly out of nowhere, being able to come back from the dead and find that knockout punch that they needed to take a 2-1 series lead. I mean, this team's just so resiliency. When the going gets tough, they will always get going.
Yeah, no, and it's just, again, to further add on to that, you said it, the invasion control, I mean, their first a couple of attacker side rounds, there was very little in terms of the tick gains for them. Omid Academy was just having their way with it, so the fact that LO6 was able to drag that back and just completely come in and win, again, a map that they realistically should not have won, something else. But that being said, we are going to send it to a very, very quick break. Get everybody settled, get everybody rocking. Do not go anywhere, though. You're not going to want to miss a second of the Premier Circuit Crown Crusaders Showcase. Into this hill, Derek will find one. Comes down to Pop with the long range.
Yeah, but Pop's nowhere near sight. Conwell lost at 1v1 on Bob. Oh my goodness, huge shots from Pop. And he's going to go right for the reach out. That's Aura. It's going hard.
Yeah, SCP just continues to add insult to injury. And for Crown Crusaders, I mean, they can't even buy time on a hill. They can't even buy a kill. Hyde is going to send the shots into the body. And I mean, just...
They're trying to get in quick. They're trying to get in this A side and not leave it up to chance. Speedy one man with the first engagement. Vilu continuing to fry out. He finds 2 by 3. Finding the fourth almost. My goodness, what has just happened? Mowed down 1 by 1. Single-handedly Vilu cutting down every player. They tried to go for a blitz. It didn't happen. Conwell actually getting that last kill, but Vilu, he has been a man who's been everything for this squad every single time where it matters. My goodness.
We call that a man-possessed, Remy, and why wouldn't we?
Yeah, and they're kind of split right now as well. Conwell on the other side of the map and Syndicate on the offense. They're going to get the bomb down and put themselves into a great post-plant scenario. But as I say that, Careful got a wall bang. What the heck was that? I mean, we're at the end of the game and spotting
hard play.
Do we know that he's in this corner? It's not particularly going to matter. 1v2 now. Bomb goes down, Noisy. Gonna have to pull off some heroics. The turn and burn, Noisy! Oh my goodness! Crown Crusaders notched the point on the board. Yes, indeed, man, the myth, the legend. Gonna find the round. That is nasty.
Oh, 4 bullets to the chest, damaging at any range. Speedy Whiteman just having to jump off. I mean, listen, the weapon and range and timing of that kill just simply was not going to be
on in kind. Conwa will fall. That's a big kill for the side of SGP. Careful trying to get a very aggressive approach going in, but cannot get through Hyde, who's going to line all three up and bring him down. My goodness. Man, skeet shooting out here.
Careful, missed the jump into top broken.
But we've come to it. All right, everybody. Welcome back on in Karachi Hardpoint online. Legends of Six have the opportunities to punch their tickets into the winners finals for Omid Academy, though, on the other side of the coin. Trying to keep their hopes alive, would have to win the first respawn in this series. Matt, let's not stall. Let's jump on in.
Jumping right into the action. Couple of resets, couple of delays, but we are ready. Could be the last map between these two, at least here in the winner's bracket. Omid Academy, everything in front of them. They know exactly what they have to do. Win a respawn and just take the S&Ds as you've been doing. LO6 looking to stay perfect on the respawns and punch their ticket to the winner's finals.
P1 online, both of these teams going to be fighting for that left top side of the map. Ideally speaking, you do want to get a little bit of time on this P1. It's a little bit uncustomary when it comes to the general map control, because once you have mid, you can just completely funnel your way over towards this next rotation. You do see Omid Academy, though, over towards the top side of your map, starting that rotation early.
Yeah, starting that rotation early. Kex is still here as well on this top third side, able to combine for 2 now, as Merc does slide in, and you will get some time off of this P1. But it's, as you said, the name of the game, tour the rotations over towards these money-like hills. A lot of them here on this Karachi, and a big one to kind of set the tone of this map on P2.
Legends of Six gonna walk in with the opportunity to take the lead here, but they've got to get the kills to justify, and you already have Ryan piecing his way through P2 and getting that time to control on the board here. Now it comes up to Darkside, who has to bat right back. Legends of Six are quick to reignite their way on into this hill, as it becomes a mixy mosh pit for control.
A mixy mosh pit, to say the least, as LO6 looks to garner this time, but it's kills coming all around the hill right now in terms of the LO6 gold, and they will look to clean this up. Now it's already that first initial hold that's been good, but here comes the push on in. It's going to be 1 for Millie, maybe going to be 2. Does get shut down by the skin of his teeth, but Ryan and Kex going to combine for 3. Geo still kicking, but not enough to hold this push back.
Still good spawns, though, for Legends of Six, so they're going to have the opportunity to hit through garbage side. Now, though, they have to get through this barrage of nades that Omid Academy is setting up for them. It's starting to slow them down, and that just lines them up for Mercules, who's going to gun them down. Now, for Legends of Six, chickens with their head cut off as they're staggering.
Yeah, staggered all around the map. A little bit of individual gun chows out from the side of LO6. Omid Academy trying to garner some scrap, but none for the taking, as it will have to be the rotate on over. Big P3 Money Hill able to come online here shortly, and it is Omid that has that nice backline of defense set up, but can they deal with the push from LO6?
Talked about the ability to chain these hills together. If Omid Academy can hold this thing down, I mean, they gain so much control, but it's easier said than done when Darkside has those first 2 kills on the board. Now just has to challenge way on in. The Renetti just continues to find its value. Millie will clean up on IO5, and now Omid Academy has to stagger and get their way on in.
Ask with the re-break here, as you do have Ryan from the top side. He's finding a lot of hit markers and finally able to find a kill. Explosions off on the site, and LO6 players falling at every single turn, but it's Darkside, the man in the hill, and the man getting the kills. Finally shut down towards the back, but Millie able to find the quick trade back on in, and that's all from Darksiv, able to shut down those last couple of players and give this site control right back to LO6.
Now, Matt, we come over to this P4 side, and I mean, when you talk about a hill that you really can't gain a lot of time on, it absolutely is this hill. That's why you see these players a little bit slower to start the rotation on over, at least for the side of Legends of Six, as they will gladly take all the time that they possibly can soak up on P3, not expecting to gain a whole lot on this mixy mosh pit that is P4.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get a lot off this P4. It's like you said, it's more about getting that control of the P5 side of the map. But really, both of these teams can't afford to play too much White Hill time here. I mean, this is still a very close margin, and it's exactly what we've become accustomed to between both of these teams, as finally a couple of weird chows start to come through, but LO6 starts to force the issue.
Legends of Six are just going to get so many kills to justify the positioning as well, and surprisingly so are actually able to soak up quite a bit of time here and add to their lead that already was bellowing as we make our attention over towards the P4 side, and they also going to have those spawns over towards P5 once they want to start the rotation. From Omid Academy, they are spawning towards the bottom left side of the map, and that's not where you want to be at all.
And you can see why this team is so good in the respawn game modes, able to play that hill from the front side, able to keep control of the P5 side of the map, as well as, like you said, LO6 able to get a good little chunk of hill time off that. Doesn't allow Omid Academy to get back up into the game, but still, Omid Academy players looming around this P5. Only one player here is Spark. He's going to have to deal with these players from LO6.
It's going to have to be a hero play out of him as he's trying to buy time for his reinforcements to come on in. He might have done exactly that. Ryan still alive in the hill along with Sparks, who's just completely chopping him down like it's a bunch of Anakin Skywalkers walking into Obi-Wan's domain. Legends of Six have no responses. They're sent right back to the respawn screen. Now have to reignite.
You have to reignite quickly here. Kex able to find one as Millie does get killed as well. So Sparks and Gabby combined for 2. Now the 3-for-1 trade to ensue. Dark said the last one up. He'll have to wait for the reinforcements. And for Omid Academy, I will say, Quinn, this has been perfectly played so far out of this P5 for them.
Such a great hill started off by Sparks and just able to completely funnel from that point forward. That being said, Legends of Six have found their way on for the scrap. That will be enough to gain them the lead. And now we turn our attention, once they get the lead, over towards this P1 side that they are going to try and fight for. And now with this middle control, it becomes imperative once again, because you set yourself up for the P2 spawns. This is the real money hill.
And I mean, if you take the scoreline now and the scoreline from the last game, well, now, Quinn, there's 7 seconds differentiating our two teams between two maps. Seemingly evenly matched, but it's LO6 that's been able to hit that extra gear. But Omid Academy now finding themselves in a good position here. You've cleaned out these kills, you forced LO6 back, starting to garner some time off of this P1, and we already know how influential that P2 was for them in the last set of rotations.
This control is all you can ask for if you are Omid Academy. This is so very good out of them until it is not, though. Millie and Geo finding a couple of key kills to swing things back. Take that player that's soaking up the time off the spawn. The white hill time is going to give a lot of opportunity for Legends of Six to try and fight their way on in. But Ryan, a one-man band, followed up by Kex, his maestro, is going to find another kill on the board. Legends of Six, though, will be very, very quick to make the rotation over towards P2, and that's where a lot of this is going to go down moving forward.
A lot of action going to start to ensue, and Millie gonna kick it off here for the top fire, finding one to turn and burn, maybe not gonna be able to find it. Sparks finds the awkward gunfight onto him, and now Darkseid from around the backside is now able to find a potential opening. Able to be good for one, though, as it will be shut down from Omid Academy in a perfect rotation and parlay. Now over into this P2, but LO6 tasked with the re-break. Can they re-aggress?
Breathing down their neck. You do have the shutdown coming through from Sparks and Ryan, though. That has completely thwarted this approach from Legends of Six and has caused them to pause a little bit. So they're trying to make the re-break on in, and just every step of the way being chopped down, and how the turns have tabled once again, folks. Omid Academy now in the driver's seat and just continuing to oppress.
Oh, and another 3 dead, lighten up the feed and sending LO6 beneath 161 to 100. And now, the biggest momentum, the biggest lead we've seen for Omid Academy to this moment. They as well have the pressure around towards this junk side to potentially make a break on N4 P3. And Quinn, that could be the dagger here in this map number 4 that sends us to that last S&D. But before we get ahead of ourselves here, LO6, they've got a nice rotation onto this P3. Could potentially also be the money hill to get them back into the game, down about 80 points.
LO6 is going to need a full 60 off of this hill, it feels like. Let's go with a listen and hear those comms that they try and hold on.
Left.
Not going.
He's low left, low left.
I'm dead.
They're flooding right side, flooding
Two
right side.
crossing, one's one shot. Ryan and Kex are both one shot.
They push up.
Yeah.
Close. Ryan, Coop. You take it.
The back Kex, one shot.
Wow. I'm pushing this shit.
Alright.
Just go third and just look over us while we slide out. I'm gonna nade it. Go nade hill if you can. Nade hill if you can. One's gonna be back.
Red, one shot. Ryan.
I'm a bullet.
Merkel, one to the mid. P1, Ryan.
Oh, enemy, right side tiles. Tiles and hill.
Right here.
One shot Kex time. Another guy across the bridge. Go ahead now.
RG.
Sparks dead.
One old still.
I'm trying to hold church. Top church, Merc.
Oh, dead. Third.
Merc, stop church. He's gonna be trips or top. They're spawning bridge, by the way. They're all bridge.
RG.
He's bottom.
Sparks is low. Sparks hit low. He's going
one
top
shot
right
low
now.
green. One shot low green.
Sparks top third.
Or that. Trips. Oh, behind
Low
me.
dead.
And you know, I mean, coming down to the wire, it's a do or die game, Quinn. How are we feeling about those comps?
I mean, Legends of Six, they're down by 100 points now, and you can start to hear a little bit of why. It's a little bit of frustration bellowing in the comms. They're trying to keep things calm, cool, and concise, but that is definitely starting to be seen in the gameplay, as now P4 online. This is obviously not a hill that you're going to gain a lot of time on, so realistically speaking, we probably go to the next hill unless Omid can get things going.
Yeah, but Omid, just not enough time to win it here on this hill. LO6 in for the scrap time, at least for now. You continue to get shut down, though, at every single turn, and it's like you said, it is 223 to 108. LO6, who have been undefeated in respawns up until this moment, are now starting to get put into the grave. Only 25 seconds remaining here for Omid Academy to be able to lock this in and send us to a map 5.
Again, for Legends of Six, it just feels like all the wind in their sails has been completely cut out. Those sails are gone, done and dusted. Omid Academy have all of the free reign on this map, and for Legends of Six, it has to be here. It has to be now with this break.
It has to be now or never. Last scan, and it will be the last man to fall. LO6, you're now spawning in Narnia. You now have to start to hit the left foot, right foot express, and it's got to be a speedy one. Now diving into the hill is Millie. Can he find the kills? In for now, but only for the moment.
And here we go, Legends of Six, they're on, touching for the time, but Death from above might just be able to get things going, get things solidified. Still trying to fight their way on in. It's enough time for Legends of Six to reignite.
Trying to reignite, but how long is Millie? Another hero play here in the S&D, able to find a couple of kills, but still, Quinn, it's only 7 seconds needed for this Omid Academy squad. They're looking to do it right here, right now, almost onto the hill in time, but not going to be quite enough. We're going to go to a third set of rotations.
Comes down to this rotation here and now, and realistically speaking, if Omid Academy can get on for the time, it could be just about done and dusted. Legends of Six trying to fight on in, but Omid Academy, a couple key kills swing their way, they're on for the time. And that should just about do it, folks. We go to a map 5.
1, 2, 3, 4 to end map 4. Omid Academy absolutely flawless on the Karachi hardpoint. And now for Legends of Six, you have just been dealt your first L in the respawn game mode all season long. You talk about the momentum being built here for Omid Brooklyn. You take it back to Invasion Control just a couple minutes ago. One offensive round that goes into LO6 favor that should have never gone that way, all of a sudden leads us to this map 5. But Omid Brooklyn and LO6 in their own right have been just a couple of key kills, a couple of plays away from ending this series. Instead, Quinn, it gets mixy, it gets hectic, and now heads to a map 5.
And again, for Omid Academy, this is their clear cut and concise win condition. Once we get to the Invasion S&D, this is where the woes have been seen for the side of Legends of Six. So for the side of Legends of Six, it has to be a complete reversal of the script. That being said, we kind of did see that with this hardpoint, it feels like. Again, Legends of Six, it's been the respawn dominance. It's been the constant presence in their rearview mirror. But I mean, Omid, they just hit the gas and they were going straight up 200 down the highway. It was dangerous and it was deadly. You have to stay out of the way. Legends of Six now, it's a tough hill to climb. And for Omid Academy, they have all the momentum that they could possibly ask for.
I mean, we have talked about and given them flowers to the resiliency of this LO6 squad all night long, and for good reason, Quinn. It's what we talk about when things seem doom and gloom, when times get tough. That's when they start to put it together, start to hit that extra gear. But that map, Omid Academy, left no room for error from the side of LO6. Every mistake that was made, every rotation that was missed, Omid capitalized on. And you talk about that really close margin in the first one, 250 to 243. There was no such margin here in this one, almost 100-point club. And when you get handed your first respawn loss, and in the fashion that it was just dealt, how do you bounce back from that, especially heading into a map and mode, rather in a mode where you were 0-2 in your last 2 S&Ds?
Yeah, and again, it has to be an uplift in terms of the comms, because when we went for the listen-in, we could hear a lot of, it wasn't necessarily a complete tilt, but it was just, there was some frustration there, and it was affecting their ability to function. They have to just, again, as I love to say, have the resilience of a tiger, but the memory of a pigeon. You have to go into this Invasion S&D, you have to just be mentally reset. Physically, you have to be locked in. You have to be ready to go, because again, this is your last vestige between these two teams. One of them going down to the loser's bracket. The other will continue their run into the winners finals and potentially cement themselves as the team to beat within this bracket.
I mean, right now, everything comes down to this, and I love how you put it. Who is going to solidify themselves as that #1 team? Both of these teams almost evenly matched in every single facet of the game. Omid Academy, a lot of momentum in the sails right now, a lot of motivation. Can they finish this one off? No more map to do it.
Guns out, nades out, guns out. It's the best way to kick things off. Omid Academy on the attacker side to kick us off here. But Legends of Six, it feels like the pressure that they are creating, they're almost on the attacker side. So far pressed up over towards this B-long side. Just trying to instill their will.
No one really able to chow out too much. Everybody playing their life right now. You look at that Omid Academy, it's all the pressure showing over to the B side. You do have one player in Mercules, though, starting to slip through the mid area. If he's able to find a flank, could be damage on it.
We go so slow out the side of Omid, recognizing the fact that Legends of Six is playing as aggressive as they are. They want to let them make the first mistake. Darkside will give away his positioning with that kill on the board, but it's not going to be enough clearance for them to actually get him down. He's still alive in this hill. Gets an additional kill, but unfortunately will be downed. Now it comes down to Reaper. 1v1 against Ryan. Bomb is down as well. Not a whole lot of information for either of them to work with.
No, and I mean it's gonna be an opportunity for Ryan to surely collect this bomb. The problem for him now that it starts to pop its head out is 44 seconds left on the clock. There's not a lot of time for him to make a full rotate over towards this A site without Reaper getting the better of him off of timing. It's gonna have to go towards this B site. Reaper laying in wait, gonna have the drop on him. Early shots in and able to close it out. A little bit mixy, but LO6 starts good. And similar start to that first S&D, but we know when Omid Academy starts to hit the gas pedal, starts to put those rounds together, is where LO6 is going to have to make their stand.
I was just about to say, we've seen this story before. We've seen this one. It's a little bit of deja vu. Now the question becomes, can Legends of Six use that first round as a potential momentum setter? Again, a 1v1, big win. The early start, especially off the side of Darkside, who popped off for 3 there. He's putting the team on his back. Now on the attacker side, Legends of Six needs to keep the momentum.
To keep the momentum. Big swing round for them here, especially with the S&D woes that we've been talking about. Coming out with a hot 2-0 start could be huge for the mentals. Already, early Chow's out. Reaper going to be getting the better there of Kex. Finds that first one, but Sparks immediate trade off onto Reaper, and now mixy mosh pit starts to ensue. 1-for-1 trades all over the map, but Omid Academy now down into the 2v2 as Millie will drop.
Now for the side of Legends of Six, it's just about trying to figure out how you can recover this palm. Mercules, it's like an ant to an anthill. He's just completely flying around, an ant to peanut butter maybe even. Legends of Six will be able to recover it though. Now Omid, lurking and looming. Legends of Six don't feel confident enough to get this thing down.
No, and I mean, why would you? You have no information on either of these two players, but you should be a little bit more confident now. Ryan gets sent to the grave, and now all on to Mercules. But with Mercules, with this interesting position, if he can make his way down the A street, could potentially have the drop on the bomb, which is still yet to go down.
Yeah, Darkside does not have enough clearance. Is going to wisely back up, but no, it's so back and forth. 47 seconds left. Geo wisely just holding his spot, not giving Mercules anything to work with whatsoever. And now with the bomb not going down, Mercules is waiting for the B approach, and it's the wrong play to be making.
I mean, both of those players, the timing was going to make me throw up, and now it's going to be an all-out chow towards the backside. Mercules is going to have both players to deal with, and he will get sent to the grave. LO6, 2 rounds to start off this map 5, and a dominant showing here early, but still, with Omid Academy looming around the corner and the S&D woes that we've been talking about from the side of LO6, this is still a long map 5 to go, but I will say, Quinn, for the moment, LO6 firing on all cylinders here in the S&D.
Yeah, I mean, if you are LO6, if you want to win this, you have to come out with some mind games, and that was just complete mind games. That was, might be violating some laws there, if anything. Legends of Six did exactly what they needed to in that point. Now for Omid Academy, it's about trying to find that rebound.
Trying to find the rebound, clean up the boards, but all ready for Millie.
Oh my God.
In that first blood and absolutely rip Mercules' head off. So already, first blood in the round for LO6, a little bit of semblance of success, but Ryan immediately turning the tables into the 3v3, and you still got pressure over towards this B site for Omid Academy.
Yeah, Legends of Six playing very spread out as well. It's not going to give Omid a whole lot that they can really work with. Because if you try and rotate in mid, well, you're going to have to deal with Millie. If you try and press the issue over towards B, you got Geo and then Reaper. Locking things down over towards that A side additionally.
Still a 3v3. Minute 15 on the clock. Bomb's still looking to make its way down that B street, but Millie's got the cross-off cut off. trying to find one of these players and turn that numbers advantage into the side of LO6, but he's going to be caught off there, forced to reposition out. Padillo from the tractor, able to find one, maybe the second up, but no, Ryan trades him out now into the 2v2.
Legends of Six, they're going to be perfect to rotate on in, and now it's going to create a little bit of a tough spot for Omit where they don't feel confident enough to get this bomb down unless Millie is able to connect for a couple of shots. That just does enough for Reaper to get the wraparound going. Now the question becomes, can he capitalize? The answer is no, and it just comes down to Millie in the 1v2.
1v2 for Millie. Gotta find a way on in. Perfect time to chow right now, but the bomb gonna get planted. Now both of these players able to get into their positions. It's gonna have to be the forced chow on out. Millie, gunshots into one, but not gonna find anything but hit markers so far. And now that time just ticking away, and Millie stuck up on the tank.
Such a tough spot if you are Millie trying to operate from this. 30 seconds left, his time ticking into the red. For Millie, you just have to go. You are playing against the bomb. You're playing against these players, and he is going to make anything happen here. He's going to have to do it now. Unfortunately, that time will be the additional factor, and at this point, it becomes very difficult to envision Millie finding this round. But hold on, wait a minute. Finds the first sparks. Will use the heady to perfection and destroy the disaster that was looming. Mid Academy find another round on the board, their first of this map.
Yeah, if Millie's able to find the 1v2 plus the defuse and take LO6 up 3-0, maybe an unsurmountable comeback. But like you said, for that side of Omid Academy, you get your first round on the board, you stop the bleeding a little bit, now you put yourself in a position back on the defensive side to potentially lock in a 2-2 scoreline. And it's like we talked about with both of these teams and their resiliency factor is you can just never really put either of these two teams away.
Now for Legends of Six on the attacker side, create some additional momentum, and Omid trying to play very aggressive, and it's just going to completely bite them in the butt. Reaper will take down Sparks, who's trying to get the advantageous situation presented. Legends of Six now in the driver's seat once again.
Oh, and it's just windy shots out here on Invasion. Every going which way, but LO6, like you said, with the man advantage, now able to put it up. No, able to put it up 3. Light up the kill feed, bomb planted on the A site, and Mercules none the wiser, now into the 1v4. Extra player with the bomb as well. Now information onto exactly where he is, and he is just getting shot at by a firing squad. Omit Academy not going to have success here in this round. LO6 is going to continue that dominance. Just about finding Mercules off on this last kill. Being a little bit of a pesky rat, isn't he?
Yeah, just trying to keep his life and trying to get some style points on the board. Maybe trying to build a little bit of a streak, but that streak is going to stand at 1. Not a whole lot to be built there. Legends of Six. Feels like for the first time on an S&D, Matt, they have that momentum.
Yeah, not only do they have that momentum, but they have a dominant chokehold on this map, right? I mean, that's a big swing round for the side of Omid Brooklyn to start being able to put a little bit of momentum in the back pocket, but it just doesn't work out for them. I mean, LO6 has looked dominant at every single turn on the offense, on the defense. Now starting to garner these rounds together and potentially in succession with this round here. LO6 looking to take a dominant lead and potentially get the submission out of Omid Academy.
Yeah, for Omid, I mean, this attacker side round becomes very, very important. You really have to just find any sort of momentum that they possibly can. You send Mercules over towards the bottom side of the map to be a distraction, trying to pull Legends of Six players down. Unfortunately for them, it's not working, at least in this point, so now they're going to try and gain a little bit of middle control with the bomb. And for Omid, it just feels like a completely staggered approach mentally.
I mean, it's a little bit of a slowdown, and I mean, you're hitting a little bit of a wall here in terms of Millie. 4 and 3 right now. Again, not the flashiest kill feed, but he's been the man that makes those opening picks, that gets those rounds for LO6 often and early. And already right now, Omid Academy, you talked about a staggered push. I mean, you haven't even left your spawn. Bomb is dropped as well towards the mid area. A little bit of precarious situation. I mean, everything for LO6 seemingly going in their favor.
Yeah, this is, again, exactly how they could have wanted it, exactly how they wanted it written up, especially on an S&D at this point. The side of Omid, it feels like they just are lingering for a kill. They want to find some sort of opening. It's so unbelievably difficult, but Ryan finds the first, immediately followed up by Geo, who lines up 2. Mercules, once again, the last player standing. He'll have the bomb in hand, but there's not a whole lot that he can do, and running around, he's eventually bound to get his head cut off.
Yeah, I mean, Mercury's trying everything he can, trying to put on the heroic effort, but it's like you said, hold on just a minute here. 27 seconds left. LO6, you still have 2 players left alive. Merc, he does have the bomb in hand. Potentially could get this down on the B side. Both of these players from LO6 holding hands over towards the A side. They're going to get the information very quickly, though, on to where this bomb should get planted. And you already see it. Quick rotation on for Reaper and Geo, trying to shut down Mercules and take a dominant lead here in this map.
Hercules might be looking in the wrong direction. He absolutely is. Has to duck, dive, and dodge. Geo will find the kill. So eventually, Hercules is taken down. A valiant effort out of him to get that bomb down, but it is going to fall short as the Legends of Six will eventually capitalize. Find their 4th round on the board. 2 more rounds away from punching their ticket into the winners finals, Matt.
I mean, it's just seemingly whenever you're in these 1v2, 1v3 situations, you always seemingly have a little bit of faith in some of these players to make these plays. I mean, we know about the clutch ability of all of the players, and especially when you have guys like Millie still being the last one alive, like Geo, like Sparks, like Ryan, like Mercules. Every single player on both of these teams can make that hero play, but right now, it's the team play from LO6 that seems to be getting the job done here in the S&D. We talked about it 0-2 in their last 2, looking to make the mark here, and what a confidence booster would it be to head into winners finals.
Now looking for the dagger. By all accounts, that is what this would be. Mid Academy is going to send a couple of players over towards this B side, trying to fortify and trying to prevent Legends of Six from executing the play that they want to make. You do have this player, Millie, lurking down mid. Done. Slow and steady. Trying to create some openings.
Can he make the hit on in Reaper? They're just playing ring around the rosy. Everyone's so close. But finally, Reaper able to open it up. First Blood takes out Keck, sliding around with the Renetti. Gonna find another. Maybe lining up the 3rd. Will help, but he'll do it all on his own for the last one. And LO6 clean up on aisle 4, dealt with immediately. Puts the dagger into the side, and that may be the last round that you see Omit Brooklyn really have any fight in. One more round for the side of LO6 to push themselves into the winners finals.
And I mean, what a story LO6 has been to this point, entering where, again, we said, hey, maybe that 3-0 record is a little bit deceiving. Maybe that pool play was a little too easy. They showed that they won against those teams and worked business as it should be, and have completely came out clicking on all cylinders across the board to this point. Now just 1 round away from punching their tickets into the winners finals. For the side of Omid, it has to be picture perfect from this point forward. Sparks starting out with a kill, but ultimately Millie will be able to refrag him back, quite literally.
I was about to say, quite literally, with the Simtex there. Utility from both of these teams has been such an important factor, Quinn. I feel like it's been swept under the rug a little bit just from the amount of kills that both of these teams have been able to achieve using the gunny. But the util from both teams been good so far. But LO6, I mean, this is a 5-1 lead. Omid Academy, they have got to be perfect from here on out. Would need the gentleman's full sail to be able to bring this one back. And already early tags in onto Ryan forces him to back on up. And Omid Academy halted in their tracks right here with just over a minute to go in the round.
You can just feel, based on their movement, they are playing so unbelievably scared, checking every single corner, as you should, but it just feels like they're doing so in such a scared way. Now starting to turn the attention over towards this A side, but that's exactly where Reaper is going to be set up to send the tags on in. No kills matriculating the way in the feed, but so much information going to be fed over towards the Legends of Six players, and that's the opportunity that they were looking for to cement things here and now. Mercules, the last player standing once again, but Legends of Six will rise to the occasion, and they will punch their tickets in to the winners finals.
S&D woes are no more. Legends of Six wins it 6-1 here in the final S&D. And as Quinn alluded to right there, they punched their ticket onto the winners finals and quite solidify themselves as what could be considered the #1 team in the bracket right now. It was a series of fireworks. It was everything that we expected. We talked about it in the green room, going the distance. But LO6 able to come out on top.
Yeah, and again, we talk about the down stretch of this. Obviously, it's a little bit uncustomary based on what we had seen in the first 3 maps, where we have our general idea. Legends of Six, they're the respawn team. Omid Academy, they're the S&D team. Gets completely flipped on its head. We see some dominance from either which side, but it did ultimately come down to that invasion control in the middle. That was the saving grace, where some way, somehow, Legends of Six were able to claw their way out an attacker side round in round number 5, and that was the buffer that they needed. This is their opportunity to prove that they are the legends, Matt.
No, absolutely. And I mean, solidifying themselves as the top dog in the bracket, especially heading into winners finals. And something I want to touch on the end of that series before we go to break, right? It was the S&D Woes versus the Respawn Success, and it completely flips on its head. And not only that, I mean, Quinn, the first 3 maps, I mean, there was inches between both of these teams. Heading into the final 2 maps, it was an absolute decimation of LO6 on that Karachi, and then LO6 able to completely turn the tides in a domination in a map 5-6-1. So, I mean, it's like you said, all scripts are out the window here in playoffs. Everything that you once had coming into this, any preconceived notions, forget about it, get it out of your head. These 2 teams, and especially every team here in this 8-team bracket, coming to play. But Quinn, we still have a losers match still on the docket here tonight, as well as a full weekend full of playoff action. We're going to send it to a quick break, and when we come back, losers action here at the Premier Circuit. Don't go anywhere.
We are getting apologies, everybody at home. That must have sounded a little bit awkward. We are actually that is going to be the conclusion for our coverage here tonight. But just as Matt said, hey, you're not going to want to miss a second of the action. There's still a lot of Call of Duty action coming your way. We do apologize for the miscommunication there, but it is all good. We have still so many teams fighting for the control, fighting for the opportunities to be crowned the Crown Crusaders showcase winners when all is said and done. As we close out the broadcast, Matt, any other words?
No, sir. A quick night in the booth, but it's going to be a good day tomorrow. Make sure you stick around here on the Premier Circuit Twitch. We've got more playoff action coming at you quite literally tomorrow. Stick around with